What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream this weekend. What's happening? How's everybody doing out there? Good morning. Good morning. Alien Bay, what's happening? Alien Boy, rather. Felix, what's going on? Daniel, good morning. Peter, what's happening? Boca, what's going on? Money Magnet. Oh, yeah. Right there with you, brother. All right. All right, Sunday morning, we're going to bounce into a bunch of charts here. We're going to talk about what's going on, latest news and information. We're a little flat here to start our Sunday morning. Make sure you smash the like button here on your way in. Is that music too loud? Let me know in chat. I don't know if that's too loud or where that's at. What's happening, Max? Let me know how the music sounds, guys. I don't know what that sounds like on your guys' end. Good morning. Music too loud. Okay. What I thought. All right. How about that? Good morning. All right. We'll keep it on a little bit here, just faintly. There we go. All right. What's going on? It's loud, but okay. A little bit loud. Yo, what's up? I have some questions. Can I come on if possible? Yeah, Emmett, we could do that. I was going to keep this one only open for private community members. I already gave anybody who's in the Patreon Discord, you've already got the link to the stream to actually join the show. But you know what, Emmett, let's do it, man. Let's open things up to everybody like we did yesterday. I think people really like that. So, yeah, let's do it. Good morning, Kamal. How we doing? All right, so I'm going to copy this to clipboard, guys, and let me put this up on Twitter, and let me share this with you so y'all can see this. Yeah, so what's happening? Yesterday, we did a little something where, we let everybody come join us on stream if you wanted to. Come join us if you have questions or just want to talk shop about crypto. Get it? And then we'll paste that. Boom. See, it always shows something went wrong, but I actually think it went through. Let's see. There it is. Come join us if you have questions or just want to talk shop about crypto. There's the tweet, guys. Come on in. Good day. Good morning, David. What's happening? Red Sox, Arturo. I see everybody in here. What's going on? All right. So overall crypto market, let's take a look. Bitcoin up at 41.4, Ethereum back down to 28.6, but pretty flat here in the 24-hour period. Ethereum back down a little bit, about 3%. We've got Terra down about a percentage point. Solana dialing back a little bit. Relatively flat, nothing major here. We're going to take a look at the news here. We're also going to take a look at Shibtoro. How about that pop yesterday that we saw with Shibtoro? A little red candlestick here working today, but in the 24-hour period, up 75%. Shibtoro is one that I've been talking a lot about. Just partnered with them recently. I really love what they're doing with the Flexonomics, giving the people the power, and really like what they're doing here. So let me knock this music down, and we've got somebody backstage here. We've got somebody who wants to drop some knowledge here, and let's see. What's up, Daniel? All right, so let's bring in Vubi. What's happening? What's going on, man? You're live on the air. Hello? Are you there? Hello? Booby, can you hear me? You're live, man. Okay. Might have been stage fright a little bit. So if you do pop up, feel free to, turn on your camera if you want to. Hang out with us. We're taking questions here this morning. So yeah. Why did Lily get such a hard hit a few minutes ago? I saw it was up. Did it get knocked down? Let's see. Here's the thing on the Lily chart. For whatever reason, it does not show up like good at all. It looks terrible on Dex Tools. I don't know if I'm looking at the wrong one, but we can look at Lily over here. I actually did see this morning that it was up. Did it crash back down or something? Let's see. It's up 44%. Oh, I see here. Wow. This thing was up way more, and then boom, look at that. That is weird. So a big sell-off there. Interesting. Definitely probably some manipulation going on there, or just maybe a big whale selling. Who knows? I've really not spent a lot of time looking at the Lily project. I need to kind of bring myself up to speed. I think it is important just to stay in the know and what's going on. So I'll take the hit on that. I have not kept up with Lily. Good morning, Boca. What's happening? Yes, Shibtoro, Brandon, looking really solid. Nice pop yesterday, last night actually. Shibtoro, OMG. I bought the Terra dip. Did anybody else buy the Terra dip? Let me know. What are you guys buying right now? Drop in the comments. What are you guys buying? Or better yet, come on the air. Don't be afraid. Let's do it right here. Come on in. Tell us what you're liking. There's the StreamYard link right there. Come on in. Little bit tired. Just had some breakfast, guys. Still kind of waking up this morning. I slept in today. Man, it felt good. But I couldn't go a day without creating content, man. It's just I love it. I absolutely love it. So smash the like button if you love crypto as much as I do. Zachy Poo, what's up, bro? What's up, Mike? I'm awake, but my eyes are fuzzy. Me too, Boca. I'm right there with you, man. Right there with you. Terrarium. So people are buying that Terrarium dip. Tonic, yeah. How can I call in, boss? Julio, you could basically just go right here to Twitter. It's at Z_Humphries. Click this StreamYard link, okay? And it'll take you right inside here. So, Emmett, I knew you had a question. Come on in, guys. Where's the stash, brother? Shaved it, but it's coming back already. It's coming back. Hello from Miami. What price point will you buy Apecoin? We can take a look at Apecoin. Let's bounce in. This is one that I wanted to talk about, of course. We're getting a little bit of a dial back here on the price of Apecoin, which I like. I'm hoping to be able to acquire more because looking back, I did get some under $7, but I wish I'd have gotten more down there looking back on it. That's always the case, isn't it? But here's Apecoin daily charts. So we do have some red candlesticks. The basic question we always ask is, when are we going to get some sideways movement here, right? That's the big question. When are we going to get some sideways action here with Apecoin? Obviously, huge project, almost 30,000 holders here, according to Dex Tools. I'm not quite sure if that accounts for all of the centralized exchanges as well. Either way, even if it were just 30,000 holders in this short amount of time, man, that is really, really big. So wait a minute, that number's off too. That's not the right number, is it? Am I looking at the right Apecoin? I might not be. There's a lot of fake ones out there, guys. So hold on, let me see. Yeah, that's the real one. All right, so we're just under $11 right now. Wait, is that the real one? Man, now I got to go to the website. Hold on, let me see here. Let me go make sure we've got the right Apecoin. Did they pin this on their Twitter? They had it pinned. See, this is the issue, man. When you get something this popular, a lot of fake contracts start rolling out. So if somebody could drop the Ape dial back while Coinbase was in maintenance, that sucked. Okay. I didn't realize that, Boca. I did see Coinbase was in maintenance, though. I did see those alerts. Apecoin. Look at these big people talking about Apecoin here. Interesting. So if we go to their actual page here, Apecoin, what they need to do is pin a tweet up here that has the right contract address. I know that they did it, but it was way back when. We might be able to find it here. It wasn't. Wow, look at this. That thing was live on CNBC. No way. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. Did not realize that. All right, I should be able to find the right address here because they did put a tweet out. So let's see. Julio, I see that you're backstage, man. Just connect your device and we will bring you on, man. We're going to talk about Saitama's status a little bit, what we know. What's the latest? How could Saitama be down 1,500%? That's impossible. Max loss is 100%. I don't know who said that. Maybe it might be a little bit different there. It might be all-time losses or something like that. Let me find this. Let me find this contract address. I know it was back in here somewhere. Make sure we get the right one here. When we started covering it on the channel, we made sure that we were talking about the right thing. There it is, right there. All right, so make sure it's 4381. Okay, that's the ending contract address. Let's pop this in here, and then that way we have the right one for sure. There we go. All right, cool. Apecoin up at $11 right now, so that's cool. Here we go. Let's bring in Emmett. We're bringing you in, man. Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, Zach?
What's happening, man? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, hope you're having a good morning, Zach. I'm not gonna lie. I'm honestly nervous and excited because, like, this is my first time ever being on a live stream on YouTube, period. So
Yeah,
this
man.
is like really exciting.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to have you on, man, and thank you for all the support, man. I've been seeing you in the live chats, live streams lately. I appreciate it, man, and hopefully you're getting some value from the conversations we're having here. And yeah, man,
Absolutely.
happy to
Yeah,
have you on.
absolutely. And Jay, I do want to thank you, man, because I got into crypto around probably 2 years ago. I first started off with like Cash App, Bitcoin, and just injecting a few dollars here and there. And then, I made like $30 or $40. I was like, yo, this could be really cool. So then I got into a Trust Wallet. I started doing a lot of altcoins, a lot of the meme coins, and I started, researching and realizing, there's really money to be made in crypto. And last year, I made about $3,000 just off of crypto alone.
Love it,
And
man. Now, oh, go ahead.
this year, this year, I'm like being heavy with it. I mean, I'm so heavy. Every time I get paid, I'm putting money into it. And like when I see your videos on YouTube, man, that inspired me so much. I have ended up creating my own portfolio and just really just dissecting it down and just really want to be my own entrepreneur now. Ever since I seen your videos, it just inspired me so much. And I want to thank you for that.
Sure, man. I'm so happy to hear that too, man. And you're so right about the opportunities that we all have in crypto. I mean, I talked about it yesterday. It completely changed my life too, man. I was working, a regular job, quote unquote, what I went to school for, and crypto and people like yourself out in the audience. I got to thank you all, because without you, I wouldn't be here. But you guys gave me the opportunity to do this full time, and I'll tell you this: I've only been doing it for a short amount of time, man, but it's awesome. When you're your own boss and you get up every day and you could do the things you want to do. And, every single day, it's just, it's learning and growing, and at your pace though, too, right? Nobody's telling you what to wear or where to be or what you got to do or holding you back. You can take it wherever you want to go, man. So I love that. And I'm here for you, dude. So if you got questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help. So
I do have a question though.
yeah.
Usually I usually like trade on the Binance side. Like I'm heavy with the Binance smart chains, coins and tokens. But now I'm trying to transition over into the Ethereum side. And I really want to get into it, but the gas fees is just so high. And I want to try to figure out, is there a better way that I can get into the Ethereum token, but lower the gas fees paying them?
Man, I wish I could tell you like a trick or something. Here's the thing, it's a pain. It will get better, I think, over time with Ethereum 2.0, or whatever they're calling it now. I mean, gas fees will be reduced in some way after that. The cool thing with Ethereum too, sidebar, we're gonna talk a little bit about this later today, but it's becoming deflationary too. The supply's burning at a rapid rate. I really like Ethereum just as an asset to hold, but yeah, man, it is frustrating. I know on the Binance side, a lot less fees. I pretty much only play in the Ethereum side of things because I like a lot of the ERC20 tokens that come on the Ethereum blockchain. But in terms of getting a lower gas price, you can. There are some things that you could pull up in terms of like time frames where it's usually lower on average. I will just say from my personal experience, man, if you can like get it late at night or like really early in the morning, there's less traffic on the Ethereum network, and usually those gas fees are a little bit lower. I think it was last week, man. I was up late, and it was only like $8 or $9. So a lot of people just kind of keep those assets in mind that they want, and they can consistently track the gas, because when you go to swap, you don't actually have to swap it. You'll see the gas fee before you have to click purchase. So, if it's down there, and you can actually keep it up on screen and watch it fluctuate. A lot of people do that too, right? So it'll be like $40, but then if you're watching it, I mean, it could change in the next 30 seconds, and all of a sudden it's like $18, and then try to get that transaction to go through. That's another thing people do. So I hope that helps.
Cool, cool, cool. And like the only Ethereum coin that I have right now is Cinder.
Hmm.
I actually want to get into Apollo and Saitama. But is there any new tokens that you could probably recommend that I could go and research and like that's really good that has a good utility?
Yeah, man, I can just tell you what I'm doing, right? Not financial advice. We've always got to
Yeah.
walk that line here on YouTube because I don't want to be providing financial advice. I'm not able to do that, but I can tell you what I'm doing. Some of the ones that I really like, and it doesn't mean like buy them now, but it means track them. Like you said, do your research, find a good entry point. But I think some of the ones in 2022 that I really like moving forward here, I've got one up on screen here, Terrareum. I think this is going to be a really good one. This is on the Ethereum blockchain. Personally, I really like Apollo Inu too. We're on a little bit of a dip here today, down about 12%, but a really healthy looking chart here. And Shibtoro, we saw the pop yesterday on Shibtoro. It had been consolidating for quite some time. In terms of use case, all three of these have it, right? And these are not just, in my opinion, like another meme coin because it's gotten really crowded with a lot of coins doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of coins kind of coming out with the NFT line, having a swap, which is fine. But at the end of the day, I think where I'm looking at now is how are these projects separating themselves? Are they filling? Are they filling in a gap that's really needed? So with Shibtoro, I love that they have the flexonomics approach. I think this is a great way to go about it, meaning that the holders themselves have a say so in buy and sell tax and what those tokenomics look like from time to time, and they can tweak and adjust the tokenomics. The community can as they see fit. They have a vote on it. I think that is brilliant because I've never seen anything like it because tokenomics are usually pretty fixed and it's usually a top-down approach, right? Where it's like, hey, the developers want it this way. If you don't like it, too bad, right? But Shibtoro's not doing that. They've got a flexonomics approach. So I like that. With Apollo, super, super creative in what they're doing. Creative is the key word there too, because that's what they're really set out to do. Help creative people, help fund their projects. A lot of very talented people out there that just don't have the financial means to take whatever it is they're good at to the next level. And Apollo Inu holders are going to vote for various creators that they like. I can't wait for this thing to change lives. I'm super impressed by Matt Johnson. Had him on the channel earlier last week. Just top notch dev team, and and they're just delivering. And you could see it in real time, which is something they do with the Trello board. I really like that. And then with Terra, they're building a centralized exchange that is basically going to be a one-stop shop, buy, sell, being able to convert in DeFi. I really like what they're building. A lot of Saitama whales came into Terra very early. Saitama whales created the project in the first place, and I think it just has great leadership and a great, great future. So those three in particular, there are more too, but those are the three that are top of mind right now, man.
Okay. Okay. And also through watching your videos, I also noticed that with crypto, this is a patience game.
It is.
Because I when I first got into it, I think I got into it when I seen somebody make like 100,000 right the next day, and I was like, when I got into it, I was thinking like I was gonna be just making money like quick like that, but I noticed over time it's just you gotta just have patience and just wait and just wait and just wait, and sooner or later it's gonna pop. It's gonna go up. And
Yeah,
so
for
now,
sure.
like I have changed my mind from being short sighted to now playing like 2 to 3 years, 4 years down the line, and then just invest, invest, and just wait. And it'll work out as long as you got a good plan. It'll work out.
Definitely. That's the key. You just said it. You hit on it. And there's a couple people backstage. We're going to bring them in. Emmett, you're welcome to hang out with us too. But we're going to bring in Julio and Jay
Yes,
as
sir.
well. And heck, here comes Mike. We'll bring you in too, man. So we got a full house. There we go. But yeah, you're exactly right, Emmett. I mean, you have a plan. When you enter the trade, always have a plan. That's something I always stress. And that plan can be different for any particular asset that you add. So, man, packed house. So what's going on, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Thanks for bringing us on.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Zach?
What's happening, guys? So who wants to jump in first?
No, I'll be real quick. I just appreciate all you guys, the community, and I think it's having an outlook like just be patient because it's psychological too, right? You have to really do your own research and only put what you could put in, and don't jump into any kind of project unless you do your own research and just have like some kind of commitment with the community and people that you trust with. So.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, Julio.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And I just appreciate all you guys. So
definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on and listening to the streams, man.
Yep.
Same here. I love your content. I'm here in the Bahamas, so just got into crypto last year on Shib. I wanted to get into Dogecoin early, but we have a hit or miss regulation. We just got our regulation here. So Shib was my first coin, and that kind of helped me to diversify my portfolio off of the profits into the last quarter last year. But I just wanted to pick your brain because I like your content because you're not a hype machine. It's very balanced. You say it just like it is. You encourage patience. So I just wanted to pick I did some research on two particular coins. I just wanted to pick your brain on it. I didn't see any content from you on it. M content, which is pretty much tokenizing content from creators, viewership, that type of stuff. And as well as this new coin, it's a metaverse coin, Luna One, excuse me. Really looks really good. The roadmap looks really good. I want to know if you've heard about it. I've already jumped in and established my positions on them, but I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit on it.
So, full disclosure, I have not done a deep dive on either one of these. I have heard about the first, or I'm sorry, the second one, Luna One, and I liked it initially. I haven't really, done a ton of digging into it, but I really like the concept. We could pull that website up. And what was that first one you said?
M content. It has a Binance smart chain, and then it's out of Dubai. Pretty much what they're doing is using content as their utility. They're developing a Cineverse, and they're allowing their users or people that view content to gain tokens.
Gotcha.
Pretty smart project. They've been growing gradually. They're just sticking to their goals, not trying to overhype it, and growing gradually.
Very cool. I love the concept of that because I do think things are going to be decentralized. Like we're seeing music being decentralized, right? With Audius, we're seeing video starting to be decentralized with T-Fuel. But what's the what's the actual currency here? Hold on, I'm having a brain fart here. T-Fuel is the governing token. Theta. That's another one where they're decentralized video content, decentralizing it for creators too, for content creators. So I love the concept. I haven't looked at the tokenomics to the one you're particularly talking about, but in terms of that, that as like a future move that I think we're going to make. Certainly, I do think we're going to get more decentralized in that way. Now with Luna One, I did look at this initially. Luna One, first metaverse to allow earning, shopping, socializing, creating, studying, and gaming in this Web3 environment. So they're certainly pushing for Web3, which I also think is going to happen, and it's going to be big. So, man, I wish I could give you more, man, but I don't want to speak on it because I haven't, really dug my heels into either one of these. But from a concept standpoint, I like what they're both doing.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Jay. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Zach? Hey, man, I just wanted to hop on here and thank you, man. I want to piggyback on what my man just said about you not being a hype machine. You and Austin basically got me into crypto beginning of last year. I put a decent amount of money into Shib back in February of last year. And that's really kind of helped me get started with diversifying what I've got going on. My main question to you, man, I know it's not financial advice or anything like that, but when it comes to these newer tokens like Apollo and Terareum, I'm not really familiar with using like external wallets. So I was just going to see if you could give some tips to somebody like me that's not really familiar with doing swaps and that kind of thing, if you don't mind.
Sure. So what I use is MetaMask, and you link that with Uniswap. So there's some great tutorials out there. Have you been on MetaMask yet?
I do. I've got a MetaMask wallet. I just really haven't used it much.
Okay, so one thing is when you're setting up your MetaMask, they're going to ask you for those 13 keywords. Do not keep those keywords anywhere on the internet. Do not keep them anywhere, even in like a Google Drive or anything. So here's what I do, man. I have it old school. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, on 3 different pieces of paper. I got one in a safe over here, one in a bank over here, right? And those things are locked away, only written down. I've never put those on the internet. That's really important because without those 13 words, somebody cannot hack your wallet. And never click on any link when people are airdropping you things. Never click. Just don't do it. So those 2 things for sure. But in terms of actually then backing it up a little bit more, you can go the next route, which would be a hardware wallet and the Nano X Ledger. And make sure you get it right from their website, because there are some knockoffs on Amazon and things like that. That will even back you up even more. Whereas if somebody were to kind of find their way into your MetaMask, there would be that next safeguard, which would be your Nano X, which is really, really useful too. And they're only about $120, right? So when we're talking about holding our crypto there, it's a good investment. I've got one. Admittedly, I still have to set mine up, and so I need to do that. But it did finally come in. It was on back order for a while for me. But those couple things, man, I would say could help. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, for the most part, man. Like I said, man, I first time I've ever been on live as well, but I just really wanted to give you props, man, for just being low key, keeping it real, being honest with everybody, and just being on the daily grind, man. It really does help people like me and everybody that follows you, man. You're awesome.
I appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you so much for the kind words. And man, it looks nice where you're at too. It's rainy and gray here where I'm at, so sun shining where you are. Looks good.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks again, man.
No problem, man.
Hey, I want to say something. To piggyback off of that, I had to learn the hard way on that about storing my key phrase on Google Drive and on computer. I had to learn the hard way on that. I ended up having one of my wallets hacked into. So the best way is to just write them down, lock it up. Don't keep it on a computer drive, Google Drive, none of that. Just write it down and lock it up. I had to learn the hard way on that.
100%, Emmett. 100%.
Generally, for wallet security, and it's like great advice all around. Hi, everybody. If you're talking about an overall holdings in crypto that's above a couple $1,000s, generally the best strategy is to have actually 2 hardware wallets. One that is your cold wallet, that is your main bag for stuff that you're holding and the main value, and that never does any trades. It never connects to an app. It never connects to. It only sends and receives to a hot wallet. And then so what you do, like for me, for example, I've got several ledgers, but mainly I've got 2 one that I use as a hot wallet, which is if I want to connect to any applications, do any active trading, and interact with any contracts, then that's the wallet that I use for that, just in case I accidentally authorize a contract, because you can actually steal someone's contents of the wallet without the seed phrase. It's if you give approval to a contract that's malicious, then they can gain access to everything in there. Because when you, for example, go to Uniswap, when you approve a token, what you're doing is you're approving that contract to spend the token on your behalf. So a malicious actor could write a contract that as soon as you approve it, they can spend your Ethereum and they can spend the contents of your wallet and they can transfer out. There was a case of this where somebody posted a fake OpenSea merger. In OpenSea, there was an ability to transfer older NFTs to a newer infrastructure where you could do gasless transactions, and there was a lot of people who fell for a fake OpenSea contract, and a lot of people lost very valuable NFTs for that. So just in order to keep things absolutely safe, your main bags, anything like me, for example, my hot wallet doesn't go above $25,000 worth of value. And as soon as I've exceeded that value, I cash it out. I convert parts of that into things I'm interested in holding for a long time, or into USDT or any stablecoin, and send it to my cold wallet. So the cold wallet is never connected to any applications, never connected to any Web3, anything like that. It's just a bank, basically. And that's the one you keep super safe. And in that case, if you've got your ledger at home and somebody breaks into your house and holds a gun to your head, the most you can actually lose is your hot wallet.
As y'all can tell, Daniel, super well versed. He's a moderator in our Discord, man. Daniel, I appreciate you as always, man, for breaking it down. Money Magnet's got a great comment here too. One of many things I've learned in my short crypto life, other than do your own due diligence or DYOD, is that right? Is it takes a team and networking to be successful. I think that's with anything, man, and I think that's so true. It's don't try to do this thing alone, man. There's ways to find your community, to find your group of people, right? And start a group chat and pick people's brains and have people push back on your ideas. I know, Daniel, you talk about that all the time, right? Because you're so big into Cardano that what happens is sometimes we have this clouded judgment. We actually want to talk to somebody who isn't, into Cardano, just to kind of, push back on why you're so bullish, right? Would you agree that that's good for investors?
Well, it's always great to have. I mean, having a group of people whom you trust their opinion, and you could actually, and you like aren't worried about doing stuff like sharing your wallet address or something like that with them, or just sharing how like exactly how much you're invested and stuff like that without fear of reprisal or getting robbed or anything like that. Having a few brains together, and also on top of that, to what I think Emmett was asking earlier, is about getting gas fees lowered. One of the best ways that we do it, honestly, the moderators in Zach's Discord, we make plays on Ethereum now and then, but we make them as a group. So you got 5 people, we'll all send it in. It costs very little money to transfer Ethereum between 2 wallets. It costs a lot to execute a swap by comparison. So if you got 5 or 6 buddies who you trust, and you're all and you can come to an agreement, and you don't, and most importantly, you don't mind if the one you wanted, the token you wanted, isn't what the group kind of is feeling, then you're good with that. Or you can make your own play. But when there's a play that you all want to make together and you can come to an agreement, it's great not just for which tokens you want to get in on. It's also great for if you're really excited about something you think it's going to moon, and you got 1 or 2 people who are the more relaxed and more conservative investors, and they can temper your expectations. That's much better, because when you're hyped about something, when when you know it's going to moonshot or anything like that, you need something to keep you calm. You need something to keep you grounded. And you need someone to shout at you, take profit, take profit.
Yeah, definitely. Good points.
I was involved with a WhatsApp chat group on crypto overall. And it was a large group. It was about maybe 60 people strong. And the anxiety that I got from that group, because they're watching it every day, the slightest dip, they want to shout for. I had to get out. I now trade with my best friend. So having a good group of people, we balance each other out. We make take positions together. That's fine. So I agree with everything he just said. But you just have to find that right core group of people that you trust. You can balance each other. You could use someone as a soundboard. Just to manage your expectations.
100%, man. I couldn't agree with that more. And it's okay to test the waters, talk to some people, see if it helps. If it doesn't, find some more people, right?
Yeah.
And then continue to grow your network with people who are helping you along the way, man. I love that advice. Great stuff.
It's also knowledge background. I mean, Everto's knowledge of gaming, just by virtue of his occupation. I'm a gamer for many, many years, but when it comes to design and the structure behind a lot of these metaverse projects, metaverse, I got way overexcited about it when it started coming out. I got into plays that, in retrospect, they didn't lose too much money here and there. Some of them made some money, but when I looked at it from a gamer's point of view, the entire metaverse, when it went from 0 to absolutely crazy really fast, and just getting his input on it, really sort of helped me temper my expectations of where this can go and how fast.
Yeah, find people who fill in where you lack, right? And I think that's so important. But just know your limitations, know what you know and what you don't know. And when you have questions about something you don't know, find the right people. Just find the person who has some good insight on that. And I'm doing it right now all the time with Daniel. He's well versed in things that I'm not well versed in, and I don't sit here and pretend like I have the answers. I just go to somebody who does, right, who give me a good perspective. So you don't have to know it all. You just have to have a good network, right? You just have to have a good network of people that you can trust and rely on. I think that's great stuff. Kong Tama, shout out to you guys. You guys are in chat heavy today. Just keep those to a minimum if you would. Kim, thank you for the super chats, and everybody else for sending them in. But don't spam the chat too hard, guys. But we know you guys are passionate about your projects. Volt Army must be sleeping still, usually all over the comments too. Yeah, Volt, is another interesting one. Go ahead, Emmett.
And to piggyback off of what Daniel said about taking profits, I had to learn on about taking profits because I kind of got wrecked hard because I'm very, very bullish on Fed. And I got into Fed like almost right when it launched, and it got up to like 502 or 602. I didn't take profit. I just kept holding. And it's at a certain point to where you don't have to take all your profits out to make the project go down. You just take a little profit. And then like just take 50% out and leave 50 in. And I had to learn that the hard way on where you could just invest what you want to invest. Once you get it to a certain point, you can just take out that investment and just leave everything else in. You know, and I had to learn that the hard way and just strategize.
There is no such thing as learning that the easy way. That is the only way you learn that is by having something that was worth a fortune. And there's two ways you learn to take profit accordingly. One is you take profits way too early, or you exit before something takes off, or more often than not, you're way up and you diamond hand it, and then eventually you learn. Like that's the price of that education. Is you were up by a ton and you didn't exit. That's
100%. I created a video yesterday. Yeah, everybody gets wrecked, right? Or I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. And the whole point of that video was just to say that every single person has lost and will lost in crypto. They will lose in crypto one way or another. And you learn so much from those experiences for sure.
Well, also to speak to what Emmett was mentioning, I mean, one of the most important things in terms of profit taking is, and we've mentioned this dozens, if not hundreds of times by now, is setting your profit expectations, not necessarily for 100% of your profits, but setting them when you buy. Like knowing a project. I mean, okay, if you're on a degen play, it's a degen play. You're just looking for a whatever X, and then you're out. But if you're talking about a project which you've researched and you have confidence in, then before you hit the buy button, you should at least have, you should very least have your stop loss, which I still to this day, I don't see enough people setting stop losses. Like a lot of people set their first profit take point at 2x or something like that, and there's no discussion of a stop loss. Set them. I mean, if you're down, it can be absurd. It can be if I'm down 40%, but holding on forever in the hopes that it will go down, in the hopes that it will turn around and go back up, is never healthy for anybody. Either psychologically and also in terms of financing. But yes, when you hit that buy button, you should have a solid idea of at least the first 2 points you're going to take profit. And just generally from my experience, people tend to set those way too high. People tend to set a 2x as your first profit take point. Generally is sort of my opinion, it's a bit too moonshotty for me. Which is fine. If you're here for moonshots, then go for moonshots. But be realistic that's the expectation.
Great stuff. CoinViewCap, thank you for the $10 super chat donation. Appreciate you. Pre-sale tomorrow starts at 3 p.m. for CoinViewCap. If you're interested in this one, find out more information. Go over their Twitter page. Check out their website. What they're trying to do is build a new platform that rivals the likes of CMC and CoinGecko. And so very interesting project. A lot of people are talking about it. CoinViewCap's been in the chat for weeks now, and I appreciate you. And thank you for the donation. And there you go. If you want to go check out their project and learn more, it's right here on screen for you. So let's see what else we got in chat here. Glenn says, oh, you heading out, Emmett?
Yeah, I got to head out. Zach, I want to thank you for having me, man, and thank you for your advice. And just thank you so much, and just keep up the good work, Zach.
I appreciate you for coming on, man. You're welcome anytime, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too, Zach.
Okay. Glenn says, no shame in taking profits. We should all celebrate it. Do it responsibly. DCA up, DCA down. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Great points there. And I think this is a narrative that I've heard too much of, right? It's just that hodl forever narrative. How do you make money that way, I guess, right? That's the big question. If you just hodl forever, it's one thing if you're holding Bitcoin or whatever, and you're just literally not opening it up until you retire or something like that. I get that. But with some of these smaller projects, I just that's not the way I see it personally. You've got to do it responsibly, and don't you want to make money? I mean, isn't that the goal, right? So create a plan, create a strategy.
The ethos behind Hold Forever is really, well, I guess Diamond Hand it, for 10 years or something like that. I mean, the ethos is meant to be that you don't pay attention to it. I mean, buy it and hold it forever, and yet constantly check the price and get worked up about it. It's like you're getting the worst of both worlds in this case. You're missing out on any of the hype action, and yet you're still making yourself crazy about the price.
Exactly.
Yeah. But again, working with numbers is a lot healthier and a lot easier to strategize around than working with candle colors and sizes. I mean, if you can resize the chart so that it looks like a giant green candle, then yes, that looks good for you psychologically. But if you've set that exactly at this number, this is why we went through with Apecoin. We went on to 1 inch and we set our actual, we set rebuys and we set exits. That'll just trigger automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your emotions be what hits buy and what hits sell. What is going on with that chart?
I have no idea. There's no way that it did this today, right?
It could be that somebody bought and immediately sold a whole bunch. That looks actually more like a flash loan.
Okay.
Just at a glance, but I'm not. I haven't dug into the metrics for it. I can, but let me take a peek.
Sure. It's a 12-hour view, so let me go to the daily. Okay, the daily looks a little bit better. That was weird.
But where's that jump up to 80 from though? Like who bought it for 80? Like I know it's not here in this chart. Okay. We'll just blame it on
when I switched to 1 day. Yeah, that's weird. When I switched it to the 1 day, it changed up. So anybody else
day hasn't closed yet. So it's but still it should show that. Anyways, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was weird. Anybody else who wants to join, heads up, the stream is straight up out there for everybody to join. It's public. We got Scott Herman backstage, so let's bring him in. Scott, what's happening, man?
Yo, what's up, dude?
What's going on?
I'm just chilling. Had some meetings this morning, drank my coffee. I'm feeling pretty good.
That's it,
everyone.
Brother. Yeah, man. So what are you looking into this week, man? What's hot? What's caught your eye?
Dude, well, this is going to be a big week for Wagmi. We got the NFT mint on either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I've been telling you about them and showing you their project now for, I don't know, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys are about to go nutty. They actually just hit another all-time high on the BNB side of things, and Ethereum side's been holding really strong in the threes since the pump up to like 4.9.
Wow, this is super impressive right here. This is the Binance chart here, right?
Yeah.
So they're multi-chain. They've got over 12,000 on the Binance side. Are they on ETH and something else too, or just those two?
Just for right now, just BNB and ETH.
Okay. And let everybody know like what they're doing. I know we talked a little bit about what they're up to, and just let everybody know kind of what their claim to fame is. I'll pull up their website too.
Yeah. So basically, guys, Wagmi is creating a tower defense game, and the reason why they decided to go with their first game, well, I guess the best thing to say is Wagmi is a gaming franchise that happens to do crypto. So their whole thing is like, we don't want to be like a crypto game. We want to be a gaming franchise that also happens to integrate crypto. And so one of the most popular mobile play-to games, and we all know that games on mobile devices make the most money right now. So they're like, okay, we obviously want to come out of the gate with a strong game that can bring a lot of money in, not only for us, but for our investors. So they decided to create a mobile, a tower defense game modeled after the Clash Royale, but it's aliens versus humans. They actually just dropped one of the stages on their Twitter account. If you want to go there and play it, I mean, the stage looks absolutely beautiful. These guys started in November, signed a 12-month contract with Cubics, and it's like a $500,000 12-month contract with Cubics, and they've already turned around the MVP version of the game, which is set to release by the end of the month, which is why the NFTs are dropping this weekend. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of alpha that was actually just released. We did a Twitter space last Thursday. We do Twitter spaces every Thursday, usually 8 o'clock Eastern. And, the core 4 guys from Wagmi come on there. Would love to have you on there one time too, Zach. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, Scott's right. He's been telling me about this one for a little while.
I've been telling you about it since 1.4 million market
I know.
cap.
I know.
You could have
In
had
fairness,
you could have had a full bag for 20K. Now it's going to cost you over 40.
I did get some, but it's one of those things I wish I'd have got more. And I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago now, maybe a week and a half ago, something like that. But yeah, it's impressive. I also dropped this into Everto and had him take a look at it. I think Daniel, did he have something to say on this? Because I mean, Everto's obviously huge into gaming. What were his initial thoughts? I can't remember. Do you?
we had some picks about it. You did ask us to take sort of a dive on it for you, and it was an extremely busy week personally for me, just work wise, and plus I got a VR headset, so I'm only half in this reality.
Right.
But it was I think that there was sort of a lack of details as to what the end game will look like was one thing that was just sort of we needed a clearer picture on, and also just in terms of they only had a very short light paper that didn't really give like in terms of a game designer looking at it, trying to assess the skills involved and sort of what the design is. There just wasn't enough meat to chew on in terms of get a picture of how good of a game this could be. It's like you could get a picture of what the arena looks like, but an actual gameplay demo and also I think that I'm not going to put words in Everto's mouth, so he may get mad at me for saying this, but I think it was that they had the cinematic trailer that looked like it was nothing close to what the game would be. I think was the real sort of, which is normal. It's pretty standard in games, but like
the cinematic trailer is the teaser trailer, so it's like 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The full trailer is going to be like 2.5 minutes long, and that's going to be released right before the alpha game is dropped to the public, and that's going to include gameplay integrated into the what you're seeing right now on screen, right? So kind of like if you watch a trailer for Clash Royale, they do the same thing. They have like their cinematic cool trailer with gameplay integrated in with it. But these guys are also currently talking to GameStop about the next game they want to do, which is going to be an MMORPG version with the same characters, and it's going to be more along the lines of what you're seeing here. But the tower defense game was the quickest to market game that they could play that they know has a really easy learning curve, right? And in response to actual gameplay, they were supposed to release a teaser of what the characters on the map were going to look like, but when they got the footage from Cubics, they decided that the characters they were a little too small on the map, right? Like they kind of made the characters to scale to the towers, and it didn't look right. So they're just, I guess, fixing that, and then they're going to hopefully release that this week.
Yeah, so like, but again, when you're picking Everto's brain about it, is like he's not interested in a cinematic trailer. He's interested in like in the gameplay aspects in terms of design like that. So that's he didn't have enough to work off of in terms of let's assess this as a game. But yeah, getting the mobile game out first. I mean, that's fine, and yes, that gives people some meat to chew on which isn't a bad strategy in terms of release structure. But when we dug into any details about the MMO, there was no like in terms of a release schedule stuff. I mean, if memory serves, they were looking to have by the end of 2022 the MMO in alpha, which is an
I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
The MMORPG isn't going to be in alpha by the end of this year. They're definitely going to be starting to work on it and releasing some stuff, but you should have some gameplay with the characters on the map for your buddy to chew on. Hopefully this week they should be releasing some video of that.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it's super interesting, man. Outside of Wagmi, dude, what else? Anything else you got kind of on your radar right now that may be off the radar for most people?
Dude, Guzzler just released an incredible update. I don't know if you saw the video on their website. I know you follow Guzzler, right? The Yasha ecosystem.
Yep.
Did you see the latest trailer that they just released?
I did not.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, throw it up, dude. Even from the last beta they just showed, what a jump in graphics, dude. Yeah, right here.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Look at the whole interface has been updated. It looks incredible.
That does look way better than the first version we saw. For sure.
Dude, like every iteration gets better and better and better. It's insane. These guys move so fast. I actually got the app on my phone, so I can play. I was playing the drifting course on my phone the other day. It's
And Scott,
smooth.
This was the game that you were playing against. Oh gosh, is it Amaranth? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and look how different it is, even from when I was playing against her. You know,
right? For sure, it does.
Yeah,
look pretty
Guzzler
cool.
is looking amazing.
Yeah, for sure. This is part of the Yasha incubator, guys. One of their first big ones they came out with. It might have been. Was it the actually like the first one? I mean, outside of like Yasha itself, right? I think this was the first project they brought to market, wasn't it? I'm almost
Yeah.
positive.
Oh, yeah. This was the first game that came out of their incubator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Doing donuts.
Love it.
They've got some scientific DAO or something. Any news on when that's launching?
Yeah. So Joey was actually just over there helping out with all the Ukraine refugees in Poland. So he was over there for the last week and a half. So he was a little MIA on the Yasha stuff, just doing something good for humanity. And Zach, you've talked to Joey a lot. He's all about just helping people and doing what he can. So really stand-up guy. But I think Science DAO got pushed back a couple weeks. We should get some news probably this week about it, because I was actually asking Joey about it yesterday. Unfortunately, he got COVID, so he was sick the last 2 days. He actually just sent me a text message this morning. He's like, "Dude, I'm alive." I'm like, "Well, you slept 60 hours. You know, you should be feeling better by now."
Joey, man, yeah, he was over there for a long time. He had some great pictures that he was posting too for I think it was going through the Paz Twitter account with some of those too, which is just amazing to see what he's doing over there. And I wanted to ask him. I wonder if he's Polish. Is he?
No, he's
okay.
He's not.
Because I know a lot of the refugees were kind of going into Poland and Hungary and things like that, trying to get out of obviously the situation there. So Guzzler, Wagmi, what else you got? Anything else?
So yeah, I got some random stuff. So I've been working with Hollywood Inu. Have you seen them?
I have, and I've heard you on a AMA pretty recently too.
Yeah, I was interviewing CeeLo Green. It's very random for me.
I heard. Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. That's super cool, actually.
I was like, "What's up, CeeLo? You watch my videos?"
I love it, man.
So these guys, they're trying to be like the American Idol of crypto, right? So they've been posting a lot of entries from like upcoming actors or actresses or writers or musicians on their Twitter page, and they're gonna start structuring the tokens so that you can vote to see who gets funded, like whether it's to help pay their bills or get acting classes or whatever. I think there's still a bit of legwork that needs to be done to get it to be a bit more streamlined, but supposedly CeeLo is supposed to play a bigger role in the token, which obviously would lead into his contacts if things work out the way they're supposed to. So it's still in the very beginning stages. Obviously the chart is, it's like medium volatility, right? Like it looks a little volatile, but it's been bouncing between like 28 and like 60, for the last week. When as high as 70. When it initially launched, it went all the way up to the 70 and then went down. Then we saw it go back up, down. And then right on that last big green candle, that was leading up to the CeeLo Twitter space. So of course, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. Mm-hmm. So we're supposed to have another big celebrity guest on Tuesday, which I'll be hosting that Twitter space as well. I don't even know who it is. They're like, yeah, we'll probably know Monday. Be able to tell you on Monday. I'm like, well, just make sure I have enough time to do a little research in case I don't know much about it. I mean, granted, I'm a good bullshitter, so like I can keep a conversation going. But
exactly, you got the gift of gab, but it'd be nice to know what's up.
But yeah, so them, and then another one that I've been talking to quite a bit is Meme Kong. Have you jumped on Meme Kong yet?
Man, I have not, but I've heard a lot about it. And I know some people have made some pretty pennies off it. So congratulations to anybody who has. But is it still going up?
They just onboarded Henri Davids to do their marketing. Well, one of the marketing firms. They got 3 marketing firms that they brought on.
Where do I know that?
Henri Davids is the guy who took Baby Doge to their friggin' massive market cap.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane. So, yeah, look at that chart. That looks pretty good, huh? It's been around a little while, actually, too, huh? Since February 2nd. I didn't realize it's been out that long.
Yeah. I got put onto it like like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I've actually I've done a few Twitter Spaces with Chris, the founder. This guy, like, he's like, I'm a hype guy. This guy puts me to shame with his hype. So talk about what is good research. Oh, I'm reading your pop up here.
Yeah. This is a really good question. I think we can all maybe just kind of add something to this. This is a really good question. What are some of the things you guys all do when you're looking at projects?
What's the first thing you do? Well, the first thing I do is I look at the DEX tools and I try to see, what the market cap looks like, what the liquidity looks like, and then I jump on their Twitter and their Telegram, and I look for like bot activity or like just random hypers versus real conversation.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Assuming that we're like, again, you play a degenerate play much differently than you do something that assuming we're talking about serious plays here that aren't just like in and out, get a 2x. I think the first thing is to be able to understand what they do. So like the rule of thumb that I use, again, I'm assuming this is a project I'm looking to hold for at least 6 months, is understand what they do well enough so that if you ran into somebody and needed to explain it to them, within 5 minutes, you could at least explain to them the value of the token or the value of the project. So like, if you got 5 minutes and you're sitting down with someone who knows nothing about crypto, who knows nothing about it, but you want to tell them, there's this is what gaming is going to look like. If you can sit down into 5 minutes, you can at least explain to them that there's value to it. Then that's sort of the first thing. Like research, not just the team behind it, not just the movement, not just the market cap, anything like that. But get an idea of what they actually do, and then you can decide based upon that if it's a play to make sort of like ride the hype and get out fast, or if it's something that actually has fundamental value to it.
I think that's great insight too, and I do a lot of the similar things you guys already mentioned. A couple other things I like to do is try to go into the. I think Scott, you mentioned this too. Go into the community, see what that's like, because so many of the coins we cover, are community driven. I think all tokens are, but even more so, like they're very new, just getting started. That really is going to, push them forward, because you can almost look like most projects, if they're still kind of on a upward trajectory after a month or two, and they're still kind of being talked about. Usually they've crossed that first big barrier, because it's like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Months, you know what I mean? If they get stuck in the mud somewhere in that process, it's so hard to get your feet back off the ground, because there's just so many new projects, man. I mean, every single day we're hearing about, this one coming to market, pre-sale for this, pre-sale for that. So speaking of pre-sale, CoinViewCap, what do you think? Are you getting in? Have you heard about it?
I just heard you talk about it like 5 minutes ago before I joined.
So they're basically trying to build a similar like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko type deal where it's going to be tokenized. What I think is going to happen, and I want to talk to the head dev. I know Sandstorm had him on yesterday, and I think Austin was with him, so I want to go back and listen to that. But I think they're going to have like exclusive content for people who hold the token. I think. Don't quote me on that.
CoinViewCap. I'm going to pull that up.
I think it'll be like a free version, and then like a version that you can get like more insider information. CoinViewCap, if you want to come on real quick and pop on and talk a little bit about it, I'd be happy to bring you on. I see you're in chat. I think that'd be cool to just hear it from you if you want to. The tweet is to get in. My tweet's public, so it's right here. You can click here and pop in, man. We'd love to have you in. But yeah, it's pretty neat. They're building out a platform that I like this. Say Saitama or these other tokens that should be in the top 100 hex. Those will be represented in the top 100 on CVC. Unlike sometimes that we see with CoinMarketCap, right? That because they can't get the circulating supply, or maybe it's the reflection deal or whatever it is that, they're not on there. So
how does the pre-sale work? You just got to connect your wallet to their link.
It looks like it. Yeah. And it opens up tomorrow, 3 PM. And then it stays until, what is it? Friday, I think. Here, I can go over there and pull this up on screen. Pre-sale starts tomorrow. So I think it's this site. They've got two kind of sites here. Here it is. March 21st to 3 PM. 3 p.m. pre-sale opens, stays open till the 25th at 9 p.m. You can go up to 5 ETH, it looks like, on the max. And then the official launch is April 1st at 3 p.m. via Uniswap. So,
what's funny about this is This is what Jad from Impact said he was gonna do, but then he put all of his focus into that stupid fucking game. Excuse my language.
Wait, I missed that. Who was that?
Jad from Impact XP. He's like,
Oh,
oh,
gotcha.
we're gonna build a our version of Coin Market Cap, and we're gonna just be way better than them. And I talked to Impact XP months ago about working with them, and it never happened. But mainly because I was probably a dick on the Telegram call, because I'm like, why are you focusing on this game if you're going to do this? This is way more valuable to us, than playing a play to earn, rip off of N64 Star Fox.
Yeah.
So this is great that CoinViewCap took over the mantle here on this, because it's needed, right? Like there's discrepancies with Coin Market Cap all the time. They're onboarding, shit tokens all day long, but they can't fix Saitama. It's like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have biased opinions towards tokens if you're going to be a source of information. Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I mean, the core problem is centralization. I mean, this is my concern with CVC or anyone or CoinGecko or any of the things. As soon as you have the authoritative source on market data within the crypto ecosystem as a whole, then there's that is susceptible to being overly centralized. Ideally, I mean, one of the things that I did with the wallet that I wrote was just sort of the ability to get your own price quotes off of wherever you're going to be trading. And trying to get that into making charts might be a bit tricky. This is why I would actually love to speak to the CoinViewCap fellow. Speak of the devil, and he will show.
There he is.
Hi.
What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Great,
Just waking up at 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Where are you located?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, cool. I'm in Florida.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we had to update the iOS. We had a deep linking issue, so that took only like 3 days to resolve. iOS seems to send out these new updates, and we gotta be on our game to fix it.
Hey, why don't you guys shoot me a DM too on Twitter, and we can
Yes,
chat
sir.
more later, so we can learn more.
Absolutely, definitely.
So I'm sorry. Are you? Can I go by your first name, or should I just call you Head
That's
Dev?
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
What's your first name?
Keith.
Keith. Zach. Dude, thanks so much for popping on, man. So
No
Keith,
problem.
give us like the 1-2 minute kind of synopsis of CVC with the pre-sale launching tomorrow, man.
Yeah. So, first, trying to, what I was trying to say is we're trying to change the way the system is ranking. All coins or tokens get ranked, should be ranked the correct way. And I think the problem is whether it is favoritism, we don't know, or different, how do you say, sorry, I'm just waking up.
No, you're good.
Like, for instance, I'm going to name a couple names, like Saitama. Saitama should have been ranked way below, where it is now. Hex. I've talked to Hex a bunch of times. Should have been ranked. I believe they should have been ranked number 9. So we want to change that system up, and we think we might have an idea how we could do that. Of course, changing the way APIs work. We're going through CoinGecko, so we get most of our data through CoinGecko, right? So we don't know, does CoinGecko pull from the blockchains? Is what we need to find out. Now, I will have a meeting soon on discussing this possibly with some big developers, and if we can change this will be a game changer, because it will help out a lot of projects that are big that are still ranked 3,000. Nothing against CMC. I love what they've done. They're the big dog. But I think it's time to change a lot of these tokens and coins that should be ranked higher up. Which, again, guys, I know you might not think this, but I didn't even know about Hex until I met the Hex group guys. So pretty sad, I know.
Yeah, man, they're a huge
Yep.
community, but it's super underground, man. And it's kind of interesting because they like it. Like, they like people not knowing who they are, and they're like this huge force like that nobody knows about. And they've kind of taken that on. But here's another question for you, man. So in terms of holders, like we know you're kind of having kind of like a passive income approach, right, for holders. Now, will there be anything in terms of like exclusive content, like, or is there going to be like a free version of the site, and then like, oh, if you're a holder, you get access to more of this information? Or
that very good question. That is actually a plan, because if we do something for that, we would give back to the holders. We would actually, possibly do buybacks or certain things. That is actually a great idea. I did not think of that. That I'm going to write that actually on my list. So everything I get from the community, I write down. I think it's very important. When I did the interview with, Austin and Sandstorm, I actually had a paper beside me. So you guys saw me looking back and forth, because I think it's important to go over, the list of things that I want to talk about, so I don't go over obviously a second time, or the community wants to know certain answers that need to be dealt with. So that is a great idea. I actually did not think of that, having a free version and then having maybe a paid version where we can give back to the community.
Yeah, man, I was just thinking out loud, and trust me, I've never sat in your seat. I was just thinking, how could you create even more utility with this aside from just the hold it and earn passive income? Well, you're creating this vehicle of information, right?
Yes,
so something we always do, from our our side of the fence is a lot of us have like this private information that exclusive information or content. So I think it'd be a great opportunity in that way, and I don't think CMC or CoinGecko's doing that per se. So it could be something.
And another thing you notice, we have announced that we took the ads off the website. Okay. We want a cleaner look, and also we want a professional look of the website, and obviously the token making money, we really don't need to do that. Obviously we're still gonna have sponsors on there, certain areas of the website, whether it's the top like hexes, we think that's a great opportunity for some people to get out there. We also, I noticed that CMC does not have ads also have ads on their website. CoinGecko does still, so we just thought of an idea of just to have the ads off there so people can have a better experience.
Cool. I'm gonna let T Hobbs. What's up, man? I'm gonna let T Hobbs.
Hey, good morning, man. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Does anybody else have a question? Do any of you guys have a question? Feel free to jump in.
I did have a question. That's why I jumped on.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, good morning, Keith. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing?
What up, T Hobbs?
Hey, what's going on, Scott? How you doing, man?
Chill, my dog.
I'm T Hobbs. For those that don't know, I host the Crypto Shop. It's kind of a technical analysis show. From 1 to 3 p.m. We go live, Pacific Standard Time. We talk technical analysis. We talk like the reason behind investing, right? We're trying to just, give you guys a full overview as to what you should be thinking about when you're investing. Not financial advice, but I give you an idea of like going beyond the going ape shit, right? Just jumping in. So anyway, Keith, my question, and I haven't watched any of the Q&As or the AMAs, and forgive me for that. But my question is, in regards to the charting, because I'm a big chart guy, right? I noticed that you guys don't have the trading view chart. Is that something that's going to be implemented in the future?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Is that on launch, or is that just in the future?
In the future, there's going to be a lot of changes coming up. I have to sit down, and go over my plan, and then start implementing this stuff into the the website, whether it's going to be a whole new redesign, but I have an idea and I have it laid out. I actually have a sketch of what I want it to look like at the end.
Well, on the Crypto Shop, man, we our community is called the people, and while I got you on here, hey, if you get an opportunity to check out the show, awesome. If not,
I will.
Ask the questions that my community is going to be asking you. So the other thing is updates beyond ranking. So we kind of view CoinMarketCap, when we talk about it on my show, we view it as potentially being like the Bloomberg of meme coins, right?
Correct.
You get your news directly from Bloomberg when you're dealing with the stock market.
Correct.
Is that something you guys are thinking about implementing, like that actual active, news from all crypto?
Actually, we do. If Zach goes to the news area, We have active 62 partners.
Okay,
so that is
awesome.
updated every minute of the website.
Sweet.
Yes.
That's awesome,
And
man.
we have
That's
active
awesome.
yes, sir. So that updates every minute, believe it or not. That's how many people actually are on that page. And what happens is, so how do we not get hit with any kind of, the deals we worked out? We basically link back to their website. Every single news article will be linked back to the website, because it's just too hard. If you try to get somebody in the back and let's say they haven't go there, hey, can you go ahead and try to report all the news per day? That's 400 possible news articles a day.
Okay. No, I hear you. And I really like what you guys are doing. Trust me, I think the entire market is kind of a little frustrated, to say the least, with the information that we've been given. We don't care about the bias. We just want a fair market, and that's the most important part. So yeah, man, we love to have you on the show. Reach out to me on Twitter. I'm at the Crypto Shop with 2 P's, man. We love to just kind of pick your brain, and we don't call them AMAs, we call them shop talks. So it's like going to the barbershop, getting a haircut, having a seat, and just talking.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And I hope, one thing about me or anybody that's on the team is we're going to be upfront. A lot of times we'll never get out dates. Like, people were shocked that the iOS update is already coming out. It's finally fixed. It's going to work 100%. And we actually have some goodies on there that people don't even know. I think surprising people is so much better than, hey, for anybody that says it's going to come out today and then all of a sudden it doesn't come out. I'm not saying for anybody that has happened to. It's just the way I work.
Exactly.
To where
Exactly.
I don't want to say, hey, it could be coming out today, and all of a sudden, iOS. We all know iOS is a pain, and already they have already emailed me saying they're coming out with another updated iOS. So I prepared myself, or the developer did in the back end of that update.
Well, that's good, man. We like under promising and over delivering. So that's super awesome. That's I've been following this project for a while, and I've kind of gone back and forth on what I'm going to do in regards to the pre-sale investment opportunity. I'm liking what I'm hearing, though. I'm not going to say on camera whether I'm invested or not. I'm just going to say I like what I'm hearing.
So on that note, to everybody, Scott and Zach, I have a plan, and my plan is always to be honest with the community. Everybody was asking, well, yesterday I think the question was, why don't you want to buy in to your own thing? Because I don't have a million wallets out there, and then all of a sudden, somebody says, well, hey, this has got to be all the developer wallets. I don't want to do that. If I want to buy into a project, I'll just go ahead and just buy. Like, I own Saitama, I own Shiba. I invested early with those guys, and there'll be my tokens, that I have. But investing in your own project is a great idea, but that's why there's a wallet, developer wallet and a marketing wallet, just to let you guys know.
Right.
Definitely, man. Hey, so I got a quick question, and I'm sorry if I missed this. So I'm expecting a lot of people to get in on this pre-sale, man, because there's been a lot of hype around this for the last couple of weeks, and which is obviously good for you and your project. My thing is there anything built in for like anti-dumping at the start? You know how that can kind of go sometimes with pre-sale.
That was my question.
Yes. So I actually, nice guy, by the way, Vern. I've actually talked to back and forth DM on Twitter. Great guy, by the way. Awesome. He's changing the space around. Amazing guy. So a couple things. We have bot control on there. That's the first thing. Now everybody's like, well, understanding bots, what they could do, they could wreck your chart and they can tear your liquidity apart. We actually did the back end, which is another person, did a 1-minute bot, which means is you want a bot, but you want to make sure it doesn't sell off and buy every single second. So we made sure we have control on that. We also did a maximum wallet and a maximum transaction. Those are pretty much 3 keys. Now, obviously, I can't protect somebody, with, a big ETH wallet and then they sell. We hope they don't, because if they believe in the project, they would understand, hey, you can build more. But of course, when it hits pre-sale, after pre-sale hits the Uniswap, I see it happens to a lot of people. I see some people do raise their taxes up. We will not raise our taxes up. We will keep it the same, just to be fair to everyone, because we see that some people can be upset with that. So we hope we did, agreement to where, hey, if you guys can hold for 30 days, but we did not lock it in or going to block anybody or, blacklist anybody. Just to let you guys know.
No, I appreciate that, man. I think it's important to just, because a lot of people have those questions with pre-sales, and especially with this one, man, because you guys are opening up the pre-sale for a lengthy amount of time here too. So,
Right.
That's pretty cool. That's a different way to go about it. Does
Yes,
anybody
sir.
else have a question? Feel free to jump in. Scott, Daniel.
So well, I'm curious about a couple of things. First of all, when you say, if I understand right, the problem trying to be solved here is that the information from something like CMC is not necessarily unbiased or reliable. And the way you characterized it was that it will be listed the right way. And I'm trying to see is first of all, like, is that an algorithmic decision? What's the right way to list it? Is it going to be a DAO oriented thing where people can vote on the structure? And also, where's the data sourcing coming through? Like, are you just scraping data straight from chain? Because straight from chain, we can manipulate the price to make a fake market cap, for example.
Right, exactly. That's a good question. Actually, that is how it's done. Most of them, you scrape the data. Your website backend, whatever it is, controls of who goes up front, who does it. Now, of course, the APIs that are used on the software is basically controlled by CoinGecko. Now, CoinGecko does the same thing, and they scrape data. So whatever they have is ranking. So to change that, now, why are these? Okay, so here's the reason I actually have emailed CMC, and why are these ranked the way they are? Some of these, for instance, we're just going to say because kind of Saitama got screwed over. I think is Saitama. I think favorism, because we all know Saitama had a 4 point something billion, I believe, market cap, not including diluted. Diluted was higher than that. So what are they going by? Now they're going by also exchanges. Are you guys on a top exchange, meaning a top 15? This is actually legit. A top 15 exchange you need to be on to be up there. Now I see some people are above that, are not on a top 15 exchange. It's very confusing, sir, to where, okay, so what is the actual, is there an outline of this? I have not found anything on the internet that I can see what is the actual outline of being below 200 ranking with CMC or any of these websites. But yes, they are scraping the data. I'm for sure. I talked to a couple developers already from each blockchain.
So my meaning, to clarify my meaning a little bit, what like, let's say, for example, we'll just talk the Ethereum blockchain. Like I can take blockchain trades and I can calculate the market cap based upon that by taking basically all the dexes on which is traded. I can expand to the APIs for centralized exchanges, but then there's the issue of settling arbitrage between them. But then I can arrive at a number, and then I take that number, I multiply it by the circulating supply, and that gives me my market cap. There's a couple of caveats in that case. So first is I can manipulate my own market cap. Like that's number one. Like if I launch Daniel token, then I can do that. So one, there needs to, is there in place detection for something like that? And then on top of that, by the nature of some tokens and the way they're structured, it can actually artificially make a market cap. That isn't necessarily the case, if you take my meaning. Like there are certain types of tokenomics that you could build into a token, which artificially inflate the actual price of the token and modify the circulating supply. But I guess what I'm trying to ask is, what are you going to do differently than CoinMarketCap? Because what they do is they have an algorithm that does it, and then if needs manual correction, then they correct it on top by administrative intervention. And like, how are you handling that, and what are you doing differently from what they're doing?
Once I have, it's a great question, sir. Once I have a meeting with, I'm going to be discussing this. I'm trying to find a couple more developers. I'm talking to a person right now that actually has some of this stuff already done, partially done, that I need. Already has done it a year ago. So that would be a great question. I will come back to you on that. I want to make sure that I say the right things before I, give out that answer. I just want to clarify it with them first before, or maybe have them come with me, sometime on the, on a live channel or live AMA. But that is a very good question. I actually saved that. So just let you know, I'm writing that down.
Okay. And just the second thing in passing, I noticed that you guys have got like account logins and stuff like that, but I realized there's no Web3 integration. Are you guys going to allow like sign up using a connected wallet over Web3, or is it going to stay as email and password?
Right now, we're going to keep it this way. If we do a Web3, I first thing I want to do, obviously for any developer, I want to make sure that it's going to be safe and secured. I guess anybody can do that, like Etherscan. But I want to make sure that it's safe and secure before we do that. But yes, that is an idea to have, with the login also on there. I just want to make sure that it's safe and everything passes, before we do something like that. But that is an idea, though.
Well, like if you could use the Morales API, for example, to like show the things that you hold and where and how they're doing that
Yes.
day is the reason I ask.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like that's something which ironically, Poocoin on BSC is actually one of the best charting interfaces that I've seen, because it's got live tracking of your buys and sells, and all sorts of wallet tracking integration and stuff like that, which is sadly very much missing. Like there's no one platform in other chains, specifically on Ethereum, which really allows that sort of functionality, which is a shame, because a lot of people ignore Poocoin because of its name, it seems.
Yeah, and KuCoin's, wow, they're
No, Poocoin.
Yeah.
Not Poocoin.
PooCoin, you said, right?
Yes, Poocoin has got some of the best made charting tools for BSC, and yet it gets completely ignored. And there's no analog for it really on Ethereum or Polygon or take your pick.
Right, and I need to check that out today. I would like to check that out, PooCoin, and they have a very good platform. You said, right? That people overlook.
Once you connect a wallet to it, its ability to show you on a trading view chart exactly when you bought and sold and at what prices you bought and sold and what that price is worth today. That is something which is just not present on any platform in Ethereum that I was able to find. And like there are ones which have pieces of their functionality, but PooCoin, you can actually watch up to 500 other wallets. You hold a bit of their token, you can list 50 other wallets and watch what they're up to. These are all things that are just not present in most charting tools and most information sources.
Right.
Okay, but to jump to just sort of like in terms of utility of the token, besides it just unlocking features on the app, what's the revenue stream? Like where's the income?
Well, right now that hasn't yet been decided. Right now was obviously having the website out there. Having the apps out there, we haven't yet still discussed that of where the revenue is going to be, or it's going to come from. That is going to come up in the future. I know a lot of people have asked, hey, where, utilities obviously all different things. It could be all different, types, but one thing is people can fall back. Hey, okay, they have already a website that has come out, that is live, that is still supporting, token. Yes, not by revenue, but still supporting it, as people can come and get at least partial of the data. That is, I'm going to say 7% correct. There's that's not a lot of tokens that are not, or coins that are not correct. So
sorry, if I'm understanding right, you mean like it's going to be a subscription service of sorts?
Yeah, no way. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And just one final bit I want to touch on. In terms of the administrative staff, the management staff versus the developers, what do the people whom are telling the developers what to do?
You guys there?
Yeah, you hear me? Oh no.
We can hear you, man.
We can hear you. I don't know if you realize it, but we can hear you.
we can hear you, Kirsten. It's okay.
That's funny.
He dropped out. Something
Hey
happened.
Daniel, thank you for your questions, man. Those were awesome questions, bro. Like
my pleasure.
I wrote down like all of those. I was like, man, those are great questions, especially the revenue stream one is a big one. And I think my community wants.
You guys there?
Too.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
hearing
here.
us.
So sorry about that. I was listening to the last question and I hit the wrong button.
Sorry. So there's one final thing I want to touch on. The management staff whom are there, do they have previous experience specifically managing developers? Not just management experience, but specifically managing developers and their expectations with them?
Yes. So I have 2 developers, and yes, they do.
I don't mean the developers. I mean the people telling developers what to do, and more importantly, communicating with the users. Managing, like you can have someone with management experience who's never dealt with developers before, and they speak a different language than most other people you would manage. So I mean, like, have they managed developers before? Is what concerns me.
No, actually, they have not. So,
okay,
just to be honest,
you have to beat them regularly, keep them on task. Just so you know.
No, it's important to know that when a developer says something is ready in 2 weeks. I mean, I've been a developer for better part of 15 years. What ready in 2 weeks does not mean ready in 2 weeks. Ready in 2 weeks is how you tell as a developer, a manager, that I want you off my back. I'm going to give you an amount of time that is far enough away that you'll forget about it, and close enough that you won't say do it faster.
Oh yeah,
yes sir, yes sir.
You are 100% right about that.
You are right. Yes sir.
You know what I do? I got guys that work for me for my website on my fitness side of things. I go, hey, when's payday? Yeah, you ain't getting that check until I get these deliverables. And then they go, oh yeah, I'll have that done by tomorrow.
All of a sudden, that timeline shrinks.
All of a sudden, work is getting done.
You put that money on the line, man. It's different. It's different.
Like that's why you get a W-9, bro. Like,
there is that aspect to it of developers getting lazy, which fatigue among developers is not uncommon. Like, I do development for autonomous cars, and you know I'm on a team of 5, and we're one of 1,500 developers. So when it comes down to that type of arrangement, it's like having a manager who can speak programmer and then can also speak human is crucial, because then like it's you don't have to know the tech side of things, you don't have to know every aspect of the development process, but you have to understand how developers break stuff down versus how normal people planning something break stuff down.
You are
definitely
correct.
Did you guys have any other questions for Keith, the head dev here of CVC? Their pre-launch.
Oh yeah, I'm listening, you guys. Tomorrow. I'm listening. You know, so.
Any other thing? Any other questions for Keith? Man. Okay. Hey man, I appreciate you popping on, Keith, and I'm sure we'll be in touch moving forward. Good luck with everything with the pre-sale launching tomorrow, man.
And here's the thing. To the gentleman I just talked to, love to have, you know. Always help. I think community is great to be involved. I think that's something we're missing in a lot of these tokens. You know, when somebody gives you advice or says, "Hey, I can help you on this project," maybe a lot of people should take it.
Well, my chief recommendation to you for your project really would be to formulate it more as a DAO, or as honestly just like have your data sourcing be done by people who hold the token. Have your ability to stake the token, and then your computer, or like basically, honestly, if I were launching your project or something similar to it, I would have a dedicated chain for it, where your miners, instead of solving math problems in order to gain a block reward, would be performing would actually be querying other chains to calculate the price data and the metrics. Like you would actually decentralize the data sourcing instead of just having servers running like an AWS and they're querying the chains, etc.
Yeah. I like the idea of a DAO personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I actually do like. Hey, Zach, do you have his Twitter? Or
I don't. My Twitter doesn't get used. I only use it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Daniel.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not trackable by really any means yet.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get in touch with me through Zach, or you can just hop onto our Discord, and we'll put you on as a guest.
Okay. Yeah, great information. Hey, this is what, like I said, guys. I'm not trying to say we're better than anybody, but this is what needs to change. When you have from the another community, or you know that wants to be part of the community, that wants to give guidance and advice, especially if someone has that much experience, especially in developing. This is.
May I be brutally honest?
Yes, sir.
This is kind of like, again, take this for what it's worth. This is the type of stuff you should think through before your pre-sale. Just sorry.
Right. No, it's good. Totally understand. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things going to be happening. You know, everything's happening so quickly, and I totally understand. I get it. I take criticism, you know, all ways. So.
That's cool, man. Hey, man, I appreciate it again, and we'll definitely, you know, talk shop again here. And again, good luck with everything tomorrow, man. And looking forward.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody have a nice day. Yes, sir.
You have a good one.
Thank you.
So a bunch of people in chat, guys, they want us to talk about Saitama. So if you guys want to have a little roundtable, if you got to run, yeah, of course, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's 9:30 here. I don't got anything to do till 1.
I'm sorry that I cost you the donations he was giving to put super chats.
No, hey Daniel, you're necessary, brother. Like that is.
Facts are facts.
Here. Yeah, facts are facts, and they need to be discussed. You know, this is.
I mean, like we can all agree that the niche that he's trying to fulfill is actually both a noble one and one that's needed.
For sure.
I mean, and anyone who tracks Saitama and any number of other assets that were during the hype phase of things, it was very clear.
Yeah. My big question, which I think we hit on multiple angles, dude, and my bad for cutting you off, was just the utility question. Like, I love the idea of the website, but like, why does it need to be tokenized?
Why does it need to be tokenized? Exactly, and that was my biggest thing. Why I was kind of on the fence about the pre-sale is because I didn't really understand the revenue. And then when we were asked the question about the revenue, he didn't really understand it either. So I'm just like, well, if you don't know where the revenue is coming in, then like,
and there are certainly ways to make revenue through this 100%, right? I mean, there's like, I think Daniel hit on it, like the subscription model. I threw the idea, and maybe this is through the subscription model, like have, free content and then a paid version where it's like, okay, you get even more data, like similar to like TradingView, right? Like you get the free version,
right?
And you get like the paid version where you can do all these extra things.
Or like make that news, like Bloomberg charges for their news. Like they charge for the, like it's
have
like
some free
$20,000 a year.
Yeah.
You got free news, and then you got more in-depth breaking news that you'll get much faster. Maybe have a Bloomberg subscription.
Yeah, that's
or
cool.
like
Tarp subscription and add it to CoinView.
Tarp is going to have ads on their site that you have to buy in Tarp, right? So,
something like that.
That's interesting too.
Yeah, so like, you can put an ad on our website. What Tarp is funny. First, we're going to audit your ass to make sure you're legit coin, and then you can buy our token to advertise on our site.
Right.
It does feel good.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. So you wanted to talk about Saitama?
I guess we could transition over there. Do we want to put a bow on this? Does anybody else want to say something on CVC? Or are we good there?
I'm new to me, so I don't know enough about it to talk a lot.
I love the idea. It's just why does it need to be tokenized? That was my big question, and revenue.
At the moment,
a lot of times
for me,
it just adds a whole can of worms that you don't even want to get into.
Well, it's the adage original. Like, I mean, it's not really. I don't think this group is really the perspective for it. No offense, but like, if you took the crypto out of your idea, is it still a good idea? So, I mean, in this case, it actually is. The general thing you do is you take like, okay, right now I'm going to go and buy. I'm going to sell cigarettes for a token. Okay, I can buy cigarettes today with cash, and why are you adding steps to my doing that? I'm just throwing that as an example. I don't know why that was my example, but yeah. You haven't made my life easier by adding a token to it. In this case, and remove the crypto from it, what's still there? So, in this case, there actually is a niche there without the crypto involved. If this wasn't tokenized, then it would be an okay idea, which could be made profitable. I just think it needs to be more conceived. Personally, at the moment, if I were to make a play on this, it would really be skip the pre-sale, get the launch, and maybe try to scalp a bit of profit after.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, we got somebody we pulled in from the audience, and by the way, you guys, it's the link's still live. So if you just want to pop in, ask questions, it's an open stream here on the weekend. So, Beach Bags, what's happening, man? What's going on?
Oh, we're skipping Saitama. Phew.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to it.
Oh no, we got to come for it, Dave. We're gonna have the conversation.
I think it's important we keep talking about it because there's a lot of confusion out there. Like people are kind of breathing down my neck because I don't cover it enough, but I do talk about it during these live streams. Beach Bags, are you there?
Hey, sorry.
What's up, man? What do you got?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
I can't complain. Thank you for pulling me on your show too. This is quite a surprise.
Definitely, man. Yeah. You got any questions or comments?
Not too much. I got to tune in a little bit earlier. You guys were doing like the live charts and talking about a couple different projects, and really not looking to show in front of everybody. But if you had some time, would love to kind of talk about what we're doing over at Beach and just kind of get your input and kind of spread the word a little bit.
Okay. I didn't know if Beach Bags was just your name or so that's tied to a token. Okay. All right. I'll give you 30 seconds. Go.
So Beach token, we're in the process of migrating to BSC due to climate impact, but we're on ERC and BSC, and the goal is to do good with every transaction. So the tax is 15% in and out. Majority of that goes to cleanups around the world. So if you look at our YouTube, we have videos in the Philippines, Africa, a number of places, and we're looking to keep expanding. We have our Beach Collective coming out soon, which is a peer-to-peer payment for different vendors, things like that. Beach Pay is in testing this week, and then our Clean to Earn is basically rolling out next month sometime soon. That's what we got, and basically keep building and trying to find good people in the space to build each other up with.
There you go, man. What's the Twitter account? I'll pull it up real quick so people, if they want to get some more information, they have somewhere to go.
Yeah, thank you. That's Beach_token.
Let me pull this up.
I heard Clean to Earn. Is this like beach cleanups and my?
Yes, sir. So
All
what we
right.
have right now is our DApp. You can basically connect your wallet, and what that's going to do is eventually build you a profile. What we're aiming to do is work in what 3 words, and that's kind of like a geotag service. And basically, you can pin a location, and that's me right there. But you can pin a service or a cleanup call, and basically, if somebody goes over, they take pictures of them cleaning up. They can submit those on our DApp, and then you eventually would get paid out in beach tokens.
This
Pretty
is
interesting.
wonderful. Just off the top, you said you were migrating onto which chain?
So this is kind of a long-winded explanation, but basically we're on ERC and BSC at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, due to the carbon impact of ERC just being proof of work at the moment, to open up some avenues with different, I don't want to say too much on it right now, but to open up some other opportunities with some different people, they would really be looking for us to basically be carbon neutral in terms of our on-chain activity. So we're looking to migrate all to BSC here probably in the next month, but not to say that we'd be looking at ETH 2.0 once they're proof of stake.
I would strongly suggest that you get in touch with Emergo, or in terms of carbon footprint for a chain, Cardano is actually, I mean, the entire Cardano chain takes less than a small warehouse per year to run. So you may, if you're looking to minimize your impact, I mean, BSC, they've got dedicated validators, and yeah, the gas is cheaper, but they still run data centers in order to accomplish it. So if you're, I'm just throwing it out there that if your objective is to minimize carbon footprint of validation process, then Cardano may actually be a better option. Plus, there's almost certainly a great deal of Plutus developers who have got the skills that put you in touch with basically migrating. Like they have ERC20 bridges that are coming up in the next little bit, which lets you just run basically a Solidity contract on the Cardano blockchain natively. And they're looking for projects like this. I don't have someone to point you to at the moment, but if you're in our Discord or if you want to hit me up later, I could probably track down at least a couple of groups whom are incubators that are looking to take things from ERC20 and or just the entire EVM environment and run them on Cardano. But your carbon footprint would be a lot less, and the ecosystem of Cardano DeFi does have a lot more humanitarian causes launching in it. Everything from assisting in Africa to probably a lot of environmental causes, I would assume. I can check.
Oh, no, that's incredible. Thank you very much. I'll definitely look into it, and I definitely got to hop in the Discord too. So thank you.
Okay. Just yeah, if you're in our Discord, hit me up later on. I'll be a bit busy later today, but just DM me or hit me up in one of the channels, and I'll get back to you now.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
This looks great. I mean, it's
definitely a use case here for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. What was your name again, too, man?
So you can see me on the website. I'll be on there as JP, but I'm Beach Bags in the chat and on Twitter. So if you guys ever have any questions, and too, I appreciate the time more than you know. But yeah, happy to answer any questions if you guys have any.
But if I understood, the idea here is that the utility of the token here is that the people cleaning up the beach get the rewards in the token, correct? I just want to make sure I get the idea right.
Correct. So essentially, the Beach Collective, along with the Clean to Earn, we're hoping our utility kind of keeps the token moving more than just maybe buys and sells. So it'll kind of be a small circular economy in itself.
But the entire idea is that there's a dirty beach. Like if there's an oil spill along a beach, and you fund those volunteers with part of the raised money fund, right?
Correct. So that would be one of the branches of what we're looking to do.
So are you planning on trying to get in touch with like I don't want to say Greenpeace because that's sort of a hot button one, but I know that there are government funding initiatives and such when there are oil spills or for cleanups. Are you guys looking to work with those, or is it going to stay entirely sort of crypto community funded?
No, we're actually we're looking. We have thankfully some members that were at the UN conference last year, and we're hoping to make an appearance at UN Oceans this year. So we're very much open to getting involved with government agencies, and we really want to see that direct action from our impact as opposed to making donations.
Wonderful. I like it. Objectively good. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
The chat really wants to say Saitama talk. I see.
They do.
It's doing great.
I don't know how we should go about it. I mean, listen, guys, I think I'll start briefly, then we can go around. I addressed this a little bit, over the past week or so. I mean, I want to see this project do well, but some things need to change, right? The promises that keep coming and what actually comes of it is very underwhelming, And here's what's happened. I mean, just there's no way around this. Big money has left the building, point blank. They left the building. I mean, they're going elsewhere. They're going to Terra. They're going to Apollo. They're going to Volt. Look at the projects that are doing well. You can go back and track the wallets of people who have left Saitama for other projects, big wallets. And it still has a chance to do well, I believe, over time. But right now, they're kind of stuck in the mud. But, it's not the end. It's not the end of the road. But, a lot of work to be done. So, I mean, we can unpack that a little bit more. But who wants to jump in and kind of give their 2 cents? I'll pull up the chart here. We can, kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I start, right? For me, I try to take my emotions out of investing altogether. But, when you look at the chart of Saitama, like it pretty much speaks for itself at the current moment. Like, you can only speak about what you've seen over the last 6 months, right? What I always tell my community is you invest in things that you believe in. If you believe in Saitama, right, as a project, as a company, then these are great entry points to be purchasing this token, right? I would rather see it, and this is just, this is not hate or anything like that. If I'm going to get back into it, I'd rather see it at a zero, because I feel like as an investor, I can get more for my money at that price. It's not emotional.
I actually did a tweet about that yesterday, T-Hogs.
Yeah.
I said,
I mean, like,
with I don't want to interrupt your thought. I can wait until you're done. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna finish up here, and I was just gonna say, as an investor, if I believe in the company and I want to get back in, I would wait for it to add a zero, because the chart is telling me that it's gonna add a zero soon. It's fighting to hold that 10 level. When it breaks below that 10 level, it's going to the sevens, right? It's going to add a zero and it's going to go to the sevens. That's what the chart is telling me. So that being the case, as a long-term investor, I wouldn't mind adding Saitama with 807. I can get much more for my money, and I'm putting less at risk. So overall, what I tell my community is understand what you're getting involved in. If you believe in the company, then try to find entry points that work out for you and limit your risk. So go ahead, Scott.
So one of the things I said in my last video, right, is we need to bring that momentum back. We need to bring back that excitement that we had, before the Las Vegas launch. And it's going to take some time to do that. And Saitama does have catalysts that will come. It's just a matter of when they will come. Have you seen Saitama since the last update? I have iOS. Do you have Android or iOS?
I got Android. I tried using it. For me, I need to see it. I need to see be fully operational before I'm positively,
Yeah, and that's the point I was getting to, is like the app itself with each update is looking better and better and better and better. One of the problems that people are having is that they can't really buy a lot of Saitama on the app right now. And Max has talked about this a lot, and he's like, unless somebody wants to inject like $30 million of liquidity into the app, it's going to take some time for the app to kind of level off, right? And so that's a problem that's kind of holding people back with Saitama. But again, they do have catalysts coming. They tease the Sata Safe. They tease, well, not tease. You can go to fang.art right now and check out the NFT platform, which is looking super smooth. I was actually really impressed with that website. Have you guys seen that yet? The Fang art? Fang.art?
Fang.art. I'll go to there. No, I have not.
It's super smooth. These guys did an incredible job with Fang.art. And then so they're going to be onboarding, State of Realty soon. The Lucky Roo token is extremely bullish. And now that it's launching from Saitamask, and it's launching from Saitamask for the sole reason that Saitama has gone ahead and tried to fix like some of these front-end run bots problems they were having. And that's why Lucky Roo decided to launch from them, because if they want to have their weekly draw. Do you know a lot about Lucky Roo? Have you seen Lucky Roo?
Yeah, I've seen it. That's the gambling one, right?
Yeah, so they're going to have a weekly draw where as long as you hold $500 worth in your wallet, you're entered into this draw every single week. And one of the things that they were afraid of is the bots on Uniswap attacking, their transactions, right? Kind of making the draw not really worth it for them to do. So that's one of the reasons why they decided to launch from Saitama, is because they've gone ahead and tried to minimize those bots as much as possible. But they do have catalysts. When they will roll out, we don't know 100%. But these guys are working. At least this is my opinion. They're working diligently behind the scenes. And when things do start rolling out and they do start getting momentum, I think we'll see that same kind of positive sentiment that we had, towards the end of last year, leading up to the Vegas launch party. But like you said, big money has left. You can track the wallets. People are obviously know that it's going to take some time for Saitama to gain that momentum again. And, and like we said earlier, it's not emotional. It's just facts. So people are probably like, hey, I really like Saitama, but maybe I can make some more money over here first and then buy a bigger bag later.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how you're going to play the game.
Yep. By no means do I think Saitama is finished, right? Let's be real. Like it's still talked about even at its lowest point, right? There's no reason to believe the idea of Saitama is dead. The problem is the issue for most people is too much of the over promising, right? Like, so now we're in a situation where we have this app, right? We've been promised this app for so long, and people are just they're getting exhausted with the idea of the app not working. So come out with the app, get it fully operational, get some videos out there showing how the app actually works, show that it actually works and you can actually swap, and you'll bring that excitement back. That, to me, their catalyst is finishing, right? They don't need any other catalyst other than finish, be fully operational, get some liquidity in there, be able to swap more than $100 worth of Saitama, and the people will come back. One thing that you can say about Saitama in regards to the most important thing in the meme coin or DeFi space is community. Saitama still has one of the largest communities. You put out a Saitama video, right? I don't care what influencer you are. If you're just starting on YouTube, you put out a Saitama video, Shiba Inu video, you're going to get views. Why? Because the community wants to know if you know something they don't. Yep. So as long as they have the buzz, they have a catalyst. They just have to execute, and that's the biggest thing for Saitama for me.
I agree, and I really want that liquidity to level off because
I can't swap $40. I got $40 in Saitama. I've been trying to swap it for Impact XP. I've tried Bandox. I tried everything. I've increased my slippage, and like I said, this is not me fudding. This is just the fact, man. I'm anybody that knows me, before I became an influencer, I would send videos to other influencers of the app actually working, right? So I was big on Saitama, and I'm not necessarily not big on it now. I just look at it from a factual standpoint. I look at it from just no emotion. The facts are the app that I have, I can't swap $40. I can't, and that's the whole function of the app. I shouldn't have to increase my slippage to 50 or 100 to get that transaction done.
And I also, if I'm going to invest in Sata Realty or Lucky Roo, I want to buy it on the app. I want to have my Saitama on the app, but I want to buy that Saitama with Ethereum on the app versus sending it from my wallet and then losing 2% in the process, right?
Exactly. And then it's just like I said, and somebody's saying on the chat, Sata Realty, right? It's these ideas, they pop up and it's they're so bullish on them that when they just disappear, you need to talk about them. You got to update the community on them. You know what I mean? We should be talking about Sata Realty. We shouldn't really, I'm not saying we shouldn't talk about Lucky Roo and we shouldn't talk about other tokens that being listed, but the one that we thought was going to be completely, based on Saitama was supposed to be Lily Finance. They left, and then came Sata Realty. So where's the update on Sata Realty? It's just little things like that, man. It just make you look at the project sideways, from an investor standpoint and from just a personal standpoint. So
Sata Realty is still going to be first.
I'm not saying that it won't be. I'm saying that we need an update.
Yeah. Oh, definitely need an update.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, my thing, I I thought Realty was just super rushed, and then again, it was supposed to launch. I don't know, twice, right? And it didn't. So
Well, it seemed like a knee-jerk reaction to Lily leaving.
Lily,
to be honest,
it did.
It seemed like, okay, they're leaving. We're going to launch this as sort of a recap. I mean, but I mean, to speak to what Hobbs was on about is that's sort of why I keep asking all these projects whenever Zach lets me on. What's your interaction between managers and developers, and have they actually managed developers in the past? Because I assure you that Max is a very skilled developer. But I'm not necessarily sure that the management staff at Saitama have managed developers before, and they're willing to just take their word on stuff, which is a really bad idea when you're managing developers. Like, you have to be very hawkish with them. You have to follow everything they're doing. I was one of the few people who actually got some side of Realty when it came out the first time, and I'm not sure if I'm getting that money back. But for me, chart-wise for Saitama, I haven't been a large Saitama holder at any point. I actually got it with the Verto really, really, really early, but for just a small amount. $100 turned into about 1,200. My current estimate, I'll make a play on it now when it hits 560. Your reading of the tea leaves is a bit different than mine. I'm much more patient. I'll wait for 560. That's the point where I'm at.
We'll see. 7 is my first entry. I don't put the whole bag in at 7.
Oh yeah, no. So I
expect it to continue a downtrend after 7.
Oh, yeah.
But yes.
my tranches are 560, 480, and 400. Those are the tranches where I'm looking to pick them up just to have them in position.
And I would join you at those levels for sure.
Yeah. The parts which sort of, there is not. It's not. I guess it has to be addressed at some point. The vitriol and among a lot of the community, like, it's become extremely polarized. In that, like, right now, I fully assume that myself and Zach, Scott, no, because they still like you. Hobbs, you might get this too. Are going to get a ton of angry DMs from people saying that we're hating and stuff like this. And it's not because we came on and say anything bad. It's because we didn't say positive enough things, which I get every time we mention Saitama. I fully expect to see a dozen people DMing me talking about how bad a person I am because I don't believe enough or something like that. Which is why I don't think I hate the word belief. Hobbs, you actually use this as well, and I try my best to avoid it. It's not believing in a project. Belief is something irrational. Confidence is something based upon the fundamentals of a project. Belief is blind. You don't have to know what a project is up to believe in it. But it's the things that bug me, honestly. Saitamask, you guys made videos about this. I had to support dozens of people in Zach's Discord who lost money, got scammed. This is the type of stuff that really demoralizes, it demoralizes the hell out of Zach's Discord moderators. But when you have a Discord channel for Saitamask, and you get between 1 and 12 people a day whom either lost money. You have to troubleshoot every single thing. And no offense to Zach, but when he releases, when Saitamask releases an update, he makes a video saying Saitamask finally works, and then we get 50 people, the same 50 people making the same 50 mistakes, not writing down seed phrases, or just losing money, transferring things around, usually getting scammed. That's really a pain. And it's even another problem that really bugs me as a developer is that they talk about transparency a great deal in Saitama, and yet the source code for the application is not public. The source code for the contracts involved for liquidity are not verified. Like, me as a person who knows code and blockchain, I can only reverse engineer things that I see. Like, I don't have access to the source code. I don't know what's going on inside of Saitamask. I can't tell you if it's secure or not. So honestly, as a moderator on Zach's Discord, I can't in good conscience advise somebody on the Discord to use Saitamask for a primary wallet. Like, it would be irresponsible of me to do so. 1, because I don't actually know what's going on in the internals of the application, and 2, because I've just run into so many issues with it that I would fear that I would be giving them bad advice. So using it as like a secondary wallet where you have the same seed phrase in another app, okay, maybe just to play with it. If you want to get in on some launches they have there, but there's not enough transparency on the actual code to authoritatively tell someone this is safe to use, and that disturbs me because it's not flooding. It's like, if somebody wishes to share with me the source code of the application, sure. I'm convinced that the knee-jerk reaction to that statement, though, is if we release the source code, then bots will attack it. which doesn't fly in DeFi. That I will not release the code because then I'll lose my advantage. That statement does not fly in DeFi.
Yeah,
straight fire, Daniel. Straight fire. Everything
Yeah.
there is and I think people in the chat. I see a lot of people agreeing with you, and man, you drilled it. Sorry, Hobbs. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just gonna say the same thing. Like you nailed it. You brought it home. I mean, confidence, belief. Like the definition of belief is in the definition of confidence, right? Like they're pretty much synonymous, right? Like in my opinion, like for me to have confidence in a project, to have a belief in a project, whichever one you want to call it, right? You need to decide that prior to putting your money in the project, right? Overall, that's what my message is. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't think enough people are doing that in whether it be Saitama, whether it be Apecoin, whether it be Kongtama. I don't think people are taking that moment, taking that second to say, how do I feel about this project? How do I feel about this community? All of those things need to be calculated prior to investing in any project. Otherwise, you find yourself in a situation where you don't know when to sell, and now you're selling for a loss. So,
yeah, I mean, one of the things that I think, guys, to bring this into another direction a little bit are centralized exchanges. I mean, this is one thing that I think could have drastically helped them. And I know, the narrative was, let's focus on Saitama first, let's get it right, and then we'll talk about centralized exchanges. But here's where I was always at on this, and you guys, I want your opinion on this. So I was always under the impression that Saitama is great for existing Saitama holders. For me personally, I was amped up about the dynamic staking, because if I'm going to hold a bag of Saitama, full disclosure, I took profits in Vegas, 100%. That was life-changing money for me at the time. I put 2,800 into it, turned into 56 grand.
You didn't take 100% profits, just to clarify. He makes 100% you didn't take 100% profits.
Correct. I took profits. But yeah, and I still have some in Saitama that I'm still up in because I got in it into it in whatever it was, late August. But my thing was always that centralized exchanges would bring in new eyeballs, new investors. Saitama would help the existing Saitama holders who already had it on MetaMask, right, and what have you. So, their message was, no, this is going to be, bringing new people in. I didn't quite think that was the case. You look at Shiba Inu, right? What really transpired when it had its big moves upwards? Well, Binance, big move upwards. Coinbase, big move upwards, right? Mainstream exchanges that people know and where people are. And I still think if and when it does get listed on one or both of these major exchanges, and not even just those tier ones, I mean, crypto.com and gate.io, these sort of ones, this would help too. I really do think so. So I'm not saying it's over for Saitama. I'm just saying, they've got to, number one, get a working product. Number two, deliver on all the features that are supposed to be there, and figure out the liquidity issue, things we've already said. But that's kind of where I sit with the centralized exchanges. Now, Russ is talking about he's shopping around. I was happy to see this because I want to do it. I want to see it do well. I do. I'm still invested in it. So, what do you? What's your guys' takes on exchanges?
Well, they definitely need exchanges, and the mask eventually they're hoping will be a replacement for that, but it's not there yet. And like you said, for right now, the Saitama is great for current Saitama holders as they launch tokens from Saitama. Obviously, holding the token, being a part of, and having the mask on your phone is the only way you can get those tokens. So yeah, for sure. But we definitely need to bring in more exchanges to bring new eyeballs on the project. And eventually in the future, when Saitama has the ability to add, Apple Pay or your credit card or whatever to be able to purchase within the app itself, okay. Then we're heading towards a direction of they don't need to rely on the centralized exchanges so much. But yeah, for now, we definitely need to see some big exchanges.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead, Daniel. You got it.
Well, it's the first off, in general, I'm not a fan of evaluating the fundamentals of a project based upon its exchange listings. I get that it makes the price go up. Number go up is always good, and I guess there's some aspect of popularity to it. I mean, Apecoin, I guess, is a perfect example of that. But I don't think your project is not better because it got listed on some exchanges. It just means more people can buy and sell it, and yes, it causes some hype. But I don't
Well, for some people, it adds a layer of validity to the project.
Oh yeah,
that's for some people. That's how they think.
Absolutely, but if you're on 2 or 3 large scale exchanges, I don't really see the value. Like, yes, it makes the price move, but I don't see it as like this project. You are correct. It does add a layer of legitimacy to it. But if you want to pragmatically look at Saitama today, the question should be in your head is: do you think that its best days are ahead of it, or was its pump back around Vegas sort of its top? And personally, for me, depending on your answer to that question, to each in their own, is my strategy right now to think that its best days may be behind it, but this cycle or next cycle, when they have everything working, it could reach 30% of its recent popularity. In that case, wait till it's extremely down and accumulate. Just set a DCA on it for once a week, as long as it's under 500 or something like that, for the next year. And then next time meme coins explode, it'll get to 30. Like, assume it'll reach 30% of its current activity, and then you'll profit handsomely. Take profits early as hell then. But I don't have a good answer to the question as to whether or not its best days are behind it or not. I don't have.
What I was going to say is, I think what you just explained is having a trading plan, right? So for centralized exchanges, like whatever it is, right? At some point, if we get on centralized exchanges, we haven't got on them as of yet. So the question is why, right? Why haven't we got on them? So in my opinion, in order for us to get on centralized exchanges, something obviously would have to change. I would assume that change would have to be in the positive direction. If we as a community agree that we haven't done anything positive to change the narrative, then why would a centralized exchange think something else? So us shopping for a centralized exchange is great, but what has changed that would lead me to believe as an investor that we would be getting on those centralized exchanges? So in that note, I would agree with Daniel in the situation that I expect the currency to trade lower, and if I believe that eventually, or have confidence, Daniel, that the exchange will, that the exchanges will come, I would be doing exactly what Daniel was saying. And for me and myself, which would be DCAing at a lower cost, adding to my bag. And then because if we get on centralized exchanges and that stock begins to rise, there's going to be many, many, many levels of resistance where people are going to be trying to sell. You need to be one of those people. So
one sec, sorry, I just want to cut in. So Scott, I'm going to ask an uncomfortable bit to you. You were absolutely correct when you say that getting listed on a centralized exchange lends a certain legitimacy to a project. Now, I would flip it around and ask, if a project has a huge amount of trouble getting listed on exchanges, does that detract from any legitimacy? I know it's an uncomfortable question, but
that's a good question, though.
I think that's part of the problem that we're seeing here, and that's a lot of part of the people are saying on Twitter and social media is like, why haven't they gotten on the exchanges yet? And we hear a lot of reasoning and excuses from the Saitama team, and people have made the decision that because we haven't gotten on any of these major exchanges, that we won't get on them. A lot of people are fearful because Russ said that we don't need them. And he said that in some of my AMAs as well. He's like, well, we're not going to need them. We're going to be able to do this on our own. But he's also followed that up by, if we could be on every centralized exchange tomorrow, I would make it happen. But people are afraid that him saying that scared off centralized exchanges. Now, my thoughts on that is money is money. And if Saitama is starting to build up momentum and people are getting excited and the mask is working 100%, they're launching tokens, they got their State of Safe deal doing, Fang Art starts taking off, exchanges are going to want to get in on that price action at the end of the day. But until that starts to happen, the sentiment is kind of down. And that's why a lot of people left the token. So there is a lot of groundwork that Saitama is going to have to recover. The diehards will always be in Saitama. They'll never lose. They'll always defend it. But when you take emotion out of the equation and you start thinking about things like you said just now, you have to have a plan in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the biggest message, in my opinion. Like without going into the community back and forth banter, like I'm an adult. Like send me a message, send me a DM. It's not gonna bother me. I got 3 kids and a wife at home. I'm an adult at the end of the day. And what I'm trying to convey to other adults and mature investors, don't play in the mud, right? Don't play in the mud. Just think about this as an investment. And from an investment standpoint, make that decision. Don't do all that fighting back and forth, because it's not gonna change anything. We're all here to make money. So just leave it at that.
You get the irony in saying don't fight back and forth, and yet the one thing they continually succeed at is scheduling fighters.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel is.
Damn, that's ironic as hell.
He's hot mic in the day, boy. Hey, that is ironic. I like that though. That is funny.
I'm being rude. Welcome, Austin.
What's up, Austin? Where's the tan?
Austin, you don't know what you walked into, do you, Austin?
I'll see y'all later. Bye. I'm out. Actually, I was listening to you. I'm like, do I really want to go on this or not? I don't know. What the hell?
They want your thoughts, man.
Austin, when are you gonna get some Dragon Ball Z pops for that table? Come on.
I gotta get. You know what? I gotta get some of those. You're right.
I'll send you a couple. I got a few.
I want that. I want this.
Y'all got a sick setup, man. I gotta up my game.
I need that Scooby, man. I need that Scooby.
Well, Scott needs to be in a support group. He's got a problem.
Dude, yeah, it's sweet though.
He's got a genuine hi.
It goes all the way around.
I have a problem.
Yeah, Scott's got issues. That's
he's got major issues.
That was his childhood dream at some point. I'm sure.
Man. Yeah, Saitama, here's the thing. I have not sold. I'm still holding my bag. I'm so that's number one. I'll say that up front. Number two, I think it comes back to, for me, it comes back to it's an investment. At the end of the day, people, what are we doing this for? We're all in this to make money. We want to buy a token. We want to buy a coin for X. We want to sell it for Y. We want to make profits in between. And I think that, in what I've seen with Saitama, and I've been here, oh God, I don't even, you got me. I got a 13-year-old that's running me around. So that's good, man. Zach distracted me. Pull me off.
I'm sorry.
Austin is about to make his common mistake. If you watch his videos, he has to have it Austin.
Oh yeah, I gotta screw something.
Coming now for sure. It's about to come now for sure.
I gotta screw something up, man.
Oh,
I think here's what it is. I think that they have overpromised and underdelivered time and time and time again. And I think that, and I don't know why. And it's like, just change the narrative. It's like if you're gonna, deliver a project on X date, just say we're gonna deliver it down the road, and then come out and deliver it before you said you were gonna deliver it, as an example. And I think that the exchange thing we're talking about. I mean, exchanges, whether you like them, whether you hate them, whether you love them, whatever you feel about them, they reduce the friction to new investors. Period. End of story. And Binance was the key. There you go. I like that one. Binance was the key to Shiba Inu's, the domino effect that transpired for them for exchanges. I mean, if you just look at the track record for that as an example, I mean, I think that Saitama, sitting here right now, they absolutely can still go forward and still be a fantastic project. They are a good project in their own right, but they just have to get things out there. I will tell, I've said this a lot of times, the internet, and especially crypto and YouTube, has a very short memory. And so if they get things out there, if they get Saitama out there and it starts doing its thing, people will forget, people will come back. They will get to new people. That's truly, at the end of the day, what I want for them. On a final note, I truly do not understand the toxicity that is gotten into the community. I don't understand why
I want
it's
to
so
speak on that, because I want to speak on that real quick. Because I think and I don't know this to be sure, to be true for sure. But here's what I think's happening. I think people got wrecked. I think people held, and their bag used to be worth, let's say, 200K, and now it's worth 20. They're pissed, and that's their outlet. Their outlet is to blame you and me, Austin, for not covering it. Their outlet is to blame everybody but themselves.
Oh, I think there's a lot of validity to what you're saying, Zach.
People aren't going to like this. I don't care. I'm not afraid of Twitter keyboard warriors. I don't care.
Well, that's them learning that lesson that we talked about earlier of not taking profit. Because if you hit 200K and you pulled out 20 and then it dropped down, you'd be like, well,
you're cool.
I pulled out 20, so I feel good.
Exactly.
You can't diving handing isn't an excuse to just make stupid decisions, right? You should dive. You can diamond hand your bag. Like, I have a Saitama bag I don't touch, and I have a Saitama fun bag, and I fuck around with that fun bag. And if I screw up on my sell or my buy, it's my fun bag. you know.
Listen,
But
Scott,
Sorry,
listen.
Austin. I didn't mean to hijack.
No. Well, I mean, it's valid, and what I would also say is that I mean, I've said it, and I don't say it enough, but at the end of the day, freaking diversify. Own more than one freaking token. I'm sorry.
Buy Wagmi. It's as easy as that.
Buy
Just have your
Wagmi.
Saitama bag. You know,
Buy Wagmi, buy Hicks, buy something else. Like go shopping, right?
Terrarium, fucking
There's a
Bitcoin,
lot of good plays
Ethereum.
out
I don't
there,
care.
let's go to the mall. Buy some.
I don't know how many of you were in crypto during the Ethereum DAO hack, but that was when Ethereum was by far at its lowest, and everybody was convinced that either the creators of it were the biggest geniuses in the history of mankind or the biggest scammers in the history of mankind. And yeah, back then, if you bought Ethereum when it was at its low and you DCA'd back then, today you are most certainly a millionaire, if not probably approaching a billionaire. That was the phase where, just for reference, Charles Hoskinson sold, I think it was 120,000 Ethereum for an Xbox to his secretary at the time. This is when he still worked at the Ethereum Foundation, so he also gave up on it. So again, it's not a matter of perspective of like, there is an aspect of emotional investment in it. There is a point where I think people aren't actually I agree with Zach that it has an aspect that people got wrecked, but it really comes down to, at a certain point, I think that people have invested emotionally more than they've invested financially. And it is really, really, and not just that, it's not healthy to sit in Twitter spaces 24/7 about your favorite asset. I don't care how good it is. And because it is being inside of an echo chamber is just toxic after a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah, 100% agree with that.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm gonna say it. Right? Turn your mic up, do whatever you need to do, but I'm gonna say this. Diamond hands is not a trading plan. Win Lambo is also not a fucking trading plan. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I am so tired of hearing and seeing Win Lambo and Diamond Hands. I mean, it's cool, it's funny, but let's be real. People truly do live by that shit. And then what ends up happening, you know, their $1,000 investment that was once $100,000 because they're waiting on Win Lambo, and the Lambo costs $150, right?
Maybe you should change it to When Ford Escort. 1990 Ford Escort,
or Win Full Tank of Gas. Right?
Yeah.
When rents do, you know, those are real wins. Like, those are coming around. But understand that Lambos and Diamond Hands are not trading plans. And if you just look at any of the larger billionaires in this country, like look at any trading book you've ever looked at, any investment book, nobody in there will ever say, look, you invest to get a Lambo, and the way you do that, you have Diamond Hands. That should tell you everything you need to know. Follow the money, man. Follow the money.
I've never heard the phrase S&P 500 index funds to the moon.
Exactly. Thank you. Right. Even though we went to the moon in the last year, but no, I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Actually, I've heard something like that from Tesla and Apple holders have done that in the past. So Apple cultists and Tesla maximalists have done stuff like that.
Apple is a $3 trillion company. I mean, I would Diamond Hand the hell out of that shit. I mean, it's a complete contradiction to everything I just said, right?
the logic of the phrase Diamond Hand doesn't have any logic to it. Like I've told this to Zach before. He's mentioned before that his plan is to hold a SHIB bag till a penny. And okay, let's just say you're diamond handing till a penny. Then when you sell at a penny, let's just say it happens, then you're the paper-handed bitch to the person waiting for 10 cents. Like, it doesn't matter when, it does not matter how long you're diamond handing for. At some point, you're going to sell. And at that point, you're no longer a diamond hander. It's not a terminating logic. Like, you trade by the numbers. You say, do not trade by colors of charts, don't trade by shapes of charts. Sorry, Obs. It's shapes of charts or reading tea leaves. If you've got the fundamentals and the due diligence on a project down, then you can at least foresee where a project is going to move in general. But if you've got, if you're trading based upon the color and the shape of charts, first of all, and Hobbs, you might like this one. I've mentioned this one before. One of my favorite things to do if you're looking at a chart that's either really green or really red is go into your chart settings and just change the colors to like orange and blue. It makes you react. It makes different parts. It makes a difference to your emotional reaction. People see a green candle and they get excited. People see a red candle, they panic. If those candles aren't green and red, it sounds really stupid, but try it out. Or even better, yeah, it's different parts of your brain. The part of your brain that recognizes shapes and color is a completely irrational section of your brain. The part that does numbers, this is why don't look at charts and bars. Look at the numbers. Write down the numbers that you're buying and selling at. Because that way you hit the number. You don't hit the shape of the chart. Because if you're going by the shape of a chart and a big green candle, you're going to be at least inclined to keep riding that green candle. Me, when I trade, I took profits on Apollo. Like I made an Apollo play that was about a week long when it took this recent pump. I got in at, I was going to get 2 tranches. I only hit 1. I got in at 750. I was going to head a second tranche at 650. And when it hit my immediate sell, get out, even though it clearly was going to keep going. Like I passed for at least a good amount, but profit taking. I mean, I think too many people in crypto expect a 2x. That is sort of like a given. I've gotten on this thing. It's a new project. It's being hyped. YouTubers are talking about it. My exit point minimum, I'm going to take my first profits at 2x. And there's a video I strongly recommend everybody to check out. It's called The Most Important Video You'll Ever See. It's from the 1980s, and it's a math professor at the University of Boulder, Colorado. And he's explaining simple math that doesn't get taught properly in school. And it's things like exponential growth. It's things like decay. It's things like population growth. But it's the type of math, like very few people, if you asked in crypto, if a coin, like right now, Saitama's down, let's just say 90%. I don't think more than a dozen people you asked in chat would know off the top of their head, if a token is down 90%, how much does it have to go up in percentage for it to return to where you started? Like the idea that a drop of 50% is 100% to get back. The drop of 90% means you have to go up 1,000% to get back to where you started. And I mean that's something that in days like today is somewhat a teaching moment, because you've got declines of 20-30% over the last month or so, and then people are getting very excited over a 5% growth. Whereas that 5% is a lot less than it's something I believe Zach, you mentioned earlier in this stream. Someone mentioned something about 15,000% down. There's a lot of numbers that our brains are not hardwired to identify easily. And doing things by the numbers on paper or in a chart really does help get the analytical sides of the brain working instead of the reactionary emotional sides.
Hey Daniel, I think that everything you said is correct, but here's what I'll say to that. I would say that there's no one way to trade, right? Everybody views things completely different, right? At the end of the day, I think what we're both saying, whether it be analytical via the chart or completely about the numbers, right? I think that the ultimate thing is what I keep harping back on is the only thing that you can do wrong as a trader is to come in there and not have any plan, right?
Oh, yeah.
To ape into something and say win Lambo and diamond hands. At the end of the day, however you've learned or however it works for you, because everybody brain interprets things completely differently, right? If I change the colors or something, it could react. My emotional state could react completely different from yours. If I look at numbers, my emotional side could get triggered and yours won't, right? If I look at charts, it may actually help me to trade. Ultimately, the thing that I try to preach is neutral, which is the only wrong thing to do is to not have a plan. So get out there, have a plan, find what works for you. If it's my analytics, if it's Daniel's numbers, if it's Austin's mistakes, no, I'm just kidding, Austin. But whatever it is, right? Find your niche and find what works for you. Because the problem is a lot of people just don't have plans, and I just think that's
100%.
100%, but the way I characterize it really is you got a toolbox, and like technical analysis is a tool. Okay, you're reading tea leaves here. It is not astrology. You could not, you're not going to come up with a horoscope for what Shib is going to do tomorrow.
Daniel, wait. Check my Twitter, bro. The first thing I say is technical analysis, not an exact science, but a tool. That is my quote. It is a tool to help you along the way. It is not. It is not. Hey,
exactly. And furthermore, yeah, but it's the old saying, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. You got to expand that to skills with due diligence. You got to expand that to skills with basically there's a psychology aspect to it. A lot of what Zach and Austin do is about community. So yes, there is
macroeconomics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, excuse me for 2 minutes.
Conversation last week.
Excuse me for 1 minute. My dog is going nuts.
Go ahead, Daniel. we had that conversation last week on your show, Zach, and we were talking about, how I prepare for the day, as a day trader. I look at the macroeconomics before the night before. I look at CNBC. I look at the breakdown of the S&P. I look at the futures, and then I go and look at the Ethereum. I look at the Bitcoin. Most people don't even know where to find that shit, and that's why my channel exists, right? That's why I've been out for 6 days, and like people really, really want to hear what I have to say, because I feel like, hey, what you and Austin and Scott do is very important, but it's for the community, right? I think what I'm trying to do is kind of give people more tools. You guys give them one tool. I'm trying to give them a little bit more tools so that they can put all of this stuff together, right? And they can make better decisions as traders, man. And that's what it's about, in my opinion.
Agree. I mean, Hobbs, I think I got to say something, Zach. I haven't said anything. You know me, I'm like dying inside if I don't talk every 4 minutes, or at least talk over people and all that shit. Hobbs, no, I think that's awesome, dude. I think that we all, as in what we all do on YouTube in our respective, angles and how we bring content to it. I've always been up front and saying, hey, I'm not the best TA guy. I do it, but it's not, I think it's got to be, it's part of who you need to be, or it's part of your, I'm not saying this the right way. By the way, I was overserved last night, so I got a little bit of a hangover from tequila kicking my ass here.
I was overserved.
That's another tool.
So
I love Austin, man.
There is that, So yeah, basically, all I'm really trying to say is I think it's awesome, man. Anything you can do that adds to the narrative, adds to the description, empowers people more. Zach and I talk about it, but we all need to talk more about it. Have a plan. Be diversified. I mean, don't ape into one damn coin. And then some people will give me shit about the fact that, Austin, you don't talk about taking profits enough. I talk about it all the damn time. But it obviously is not enough, because not everybody watches every single one of my videos, and I'm not going to say it in every single damn
Most
video.
people are just leaving comments and reading the titles anyways.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Facts.
I mean,
I literally make a workout video explaining how to do an exercise, and the comments will be like, how do you do this exercise? I'm like, fuck the damn video. What the fuck?
Watch the damn video. I know.
It's literally a 2-minute video. It took you longer to write your stupid freaking comment. The shit I deal with on my fitness channel, man. Like, I love helping people, but
I'm about to get Scott amped up about that fitness.
Dude, just get me amped up on social media and the dumb things I have to deal with. Jeez, man. It's like, help me, but like, don't ask me to do stuff.
Exactly.
Well, and it's, so yeah, it's cool, man. That's all I got.
Austin, to your point, man, and to Hobbs' point, I think what we've created here, and we're still so new in crypto, right? But I think we all bring something unique to the table. And I think you need to hear different voices. Like, you shouldn't be locked in, like we were talking about, to one Twitter space or one voice. Listen to a lot of different voices, take it all in, and then make your decision. Don't just listen to one person and do as they do. Take a bunch of information in, and then find whatever your strategy is going to be, right? Listen to Hobbs provide you some TA. Listen to Austin provide his analysis. His analysis. Listen to Scott. Listen to people and take it all in. And then, okay, now I've got a bunch of information here. What's my strategy? What's my plan? Right?
I think that's awesome, Zach. And it's listen without emotion. Just take in what people are saying, and then just categorize that shit in your head and make a decision based on what you're hearing, and trying to filter out the facts and the BS, right?
Yeah.
Facts go here, BS goes here.
Do what I did. Do what I did a bit earlier. If you're talking in a public forum or with people whom you may or may not know well about an asset that you're bullish on, just take a stick and replace the words of the name of the token with S&P 500 index. And if the sentence that you just said makes no sense to you, then just reevaluate how emotionally invested you are in it. Because again, I said it as a joke, S&P 500 index funds to the moon. I've never heard that phrase. But if you took any people who are in chat, sorry everybody in chat, who's sitting here and putting rocket ships in this, S&P 500 index has done fantastic in the last couple of years. I mean, honestly, if you diamond-handed the top 10 meme coins, and you just diamond-handed S&P 500 index funds, you're probably not that much ahead in at this particular moment in the meme coins. So just to evaluate how you sound talking about your favorite asset. and not in order to sound better, like sound however you want. Everybody, do them. But it's more decide if you're overly emotionally invested in an asset, because then the sections of your brain that you get drunk and go to a strip club are the ones at the wheel. They're the one who knows math and knows when to take profits and make money is not the guy at the wheel.
Well said. And I think for the space, like from a YouTuber influencer space, like granted, I've been in the space 6 days. I just, whenever there's an open forum such as this one, I think I try to get in as much as possible. But I think for the space, I think that the new wave of influencer, right? And not saying that you guys are old. I'm just saying like the new wave of influencer, we're more in tune with the idea of collaboration, right? For the space for this exact reason, right? The reason why like some of the guys are talking in the group chats and stuff like that, we're talking about collabing and we're leaving those invites out, is because no one person knows it all, right? It's important for the people in chat to get some of these influencers together under the same roof, one, to debate publicly, right? To come to some type of resolution publicly, but also just to give our thoughts, because a lot of people in the chat, they listen to Austin, they listen to Zach, they listen to Scott, they listen to Rodney, they listen to all these people, and they're getting all these different perspectives. And I think it's important sometimes to just have that Sunday conversation. And by the way, that's why I invented the crypto shop. So if y'all want to have that conversation at the barbershop, come on through, man. Y'all can come on in and have that shop talk. So, but I think that is important.
Hey guys, my wife wants to go to the grocery store, so I gotta bounce.
Okay.
My wife just walked in as well. It's crazy. She's sitting here. She won't go on camera. She's doing a grocery list too, Scott.
Oh no!
I gotta send my wife.
Grocery shopping would go a lot faster if my wife just gave me the list. I'm in and out of that grocery store like 10 minutes. I'm like,
that's me, bro. That's me. My wife gets distracted.
Scott, here's a tip: put a webcam inside your fridge, or just take a picture of your fridge before you go. You don't have to call and ask if you got this. You got a picture of your fridge, and then you can just open it up.
I love it.
I thought about that. That's actually next level, right?
Yeah, that's
I got one of those Samsung fridges that actually has a camera inside, so I can.
Oh yeah. So you can
come
see
on.
It on your phone, huh? Scott, first he shows us this expensive ass room he's in, then he tells us about his nice ass refrigerator.
You want to see my pool next? I can go take you outside.
No.
Walk you around the house. Yeah. Look at how much money I've made.
Yeah. You want to see a little house tour?
Yeah. This is how rich I am.
Well, guys, a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me. Great to meet you, Daniel. Great to talk with you again, T. Hobbs.
Absolutely, Scott.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody in the chat who said hi as well. I'll see you guys later.
And Scott, just one quick thing, just before we go. Every single time your accent just slips through, it just warms my heart every time.
Yeah, you got the best accent on the East Coast, bro, for sure.
Did you guys see my last video I did with Justin from Top?
There we go. There it is. That's good.
Top.
So like,
were you working on your car?
Well, during the video, I wish I was working on my car. Freaking get the bumper still here. My engine is finally getting fabricated by GM. Finally, the crate. Well, anyway, so like I was purposely turning my accent off and saying tarp because it just sounded like nobody knew what I was saying. Like what the hell's a ta? What's a ta? So like people were like, did he just say tarp? And so I had to explain like I've learned to turn it off for words.
And then it slips through when you're excited. I get it. You get excited and it slips through. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I love it.
But I was like, yeah. So what's up? How's Tarp doing today? People are like, what? That's not how you say it.
Hey Scott, we need to do a video. We need to do a live stream with you talk in your complete accent, and I'll bring a real thick, heavy Texas accent. And
oh my god,
what the hell we're saying?
That'll be. You got to wear like a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I'll wear like a tap out shirt. That's like what you wear in Boston.
Yeah, I'm going to talk like this and we're going to have ourselves a damn good time.
Yeah. I love it. Let's do it.
I'll wear my cowboy hat. I'll have my horse in the background. He'll be good to go. Show my 6-shooter on the, I could do this all day. All right.
It's funny actually. If you have Instagram, like go like you're going to do a story and then type in my name, and I have 2 GIFs that pop up of me that say, let's get started. and it has like they spell it like statted, STAH. You know, it's so funny.
All right,
Yeah,
Scott,
All
get
right,
out of
guys.
there. Go be with
Thanks
your
for
wife.
popping in, brother.
Later, guys.
Yep. All right, Joe. I think I'm going to shut it down myself too. Maybe do a video or two behind this though. Hob, thanks for stopping in, man. Daniel, thanks for stopping in.
It's pleasure.
Yep,
Hobbs,
always
let's
fun.
do. I do want to before you shut it down, Zach. I want to go back. I want to go back to something that Hobbs said. I agree with you 1,000,000%. It's cool to. So what you were talking about how us creators are coming together. I think that has been a really awesome thing that has transpired and really gaining speed in the last 2 months. You know, Zach and I are kind of famous for hooking up and helping each other. And then, you know, your pop got involved. And so we all work together and things of that nature and help each other with content, et cetera. But what I love is I love seeing everybody else starting to do that and starting to really jump on everybody's streams and how we're all open to that. Because at the end of the day, I 1,000,000% agree with what you said, is that we need to have all these even if you don't agree with my opinion, that's cool. Let's get on and debate. And I got to give this guy credit here above me that he's been an amazing bridge builder. Like, for example, it's funny, Sandstorm and Zach and I were kind of adversaries for a while, right? I mean, like, kind of
I paid attention.
It was. And now, I mean, you know, we talk and it's cool and we're on each other's live streams but here's the thing. We don't all have to agree with each other. In fact, I don't want us to all agree with each other. I want us to have different opinions and things, because that's ultimately what it's about, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. Like 6 days ago, I was a fan, right? I was a fan of all you guys. I watched you guys. I mean, I still do watch you guys every single day, right? If I didn't watch you, I had you playing in the background as guidance and information. So to be, you know, 6 days later and now I'm into this space, everything that we're doing in the last 2 months is exactly how I saw the space and how I wanted it to be as a fan. So I know from a fan standpoint, this is what they want.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that we definitely, not every single day, obviously stick to your regular content, but at the end of the day, like get those conversations going into crypto and even beyond crypto, you know?
Yeah. No,
people
I
want to hear that.
And on a final note, man, I mean, I did not, it's funny. I didn't know you were 6 days into this. It's pretty cool. So, you know, if you need help from Zach or I, you need to let us know. There's definitely some stuff we can help you out with. So that's cool. So.
Awesome, man. I'll be all in your DMs because I need all type of help, you know, but I really appreciate you guys, man. But Zach, I know you got to go, Austin, you know, like it was Daniel, man, we got to get this guy on more often, but
Daniel needs to start his own channel.
Daniel needs his own channel, man. I freaking love his perspective and I could debate with him and just have a conversation with him all day. And I love that. So thank you guys for having me on, but go ahead, Daniel.
My plan is to actually start I have some videos that I'm not proud to show to anyone yet, but I'll be doing that when the bear market. No, when we're in a bear market, I have no interest in making a channel when we're on a bull market or people are positive about crypto. So I'm more interested in making technical stuff, like how to pull a project and use Git, and you know how to, if someone has a crypto idea and they have a GitHub, how to pull their product and use their product, like, and how to break down the technical side of things. I'm not listing tokens and videos about tokens. That's just not. I'm not a hype person. I can't hype. I can barely hype the things that I'm actually bullish on. So yeah, I can't. So, but I'm waiting for a bear market environment to really launch it, and then I'll wait patiently and make content for the next cycle for stuff to come up.
Yeah, you do it at your time. You're at your pace. But I'll let you guys go, man. You guys have a great rest of your day. I look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Yeah,
for my
man. always welcome. And if you guys want to go over and follow the crypto shop, here it is up on screen too. So make sure you go hit that subscribe button and listen into what T Hobbs is throwing down. So thanks, man.
All right. Peace.
Take care. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
See you, Daniel. All right, man. I'm going to head out of here. I'll probably call you here once we get off stream.
See you. Bye.
All right, man. Take care, everybody.
See you.